Okay, we should be back. We have sounds. You hear the jingle jangles? Nothing updated. I restarted and it's fine. So if I wouldn't have restarted, it would just have never worked. So if you guys got a double ping today, I'm so sorry. We can hear it now, and the ads are going to play again at the beginning too, which is unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and run the ads now. I'm running ads now, so that way friendos can get in the lobby before the games happen, okay? I'm going to go ahead and run them now. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. BRB. All right, but we can hear things. So yippee skippy. Okay. Gonna leave well enough alone. I need to have the Tiltify page open so I can see that stuff. There's that. There's this. There's this. Okay. There we have it. All should be well. Dark Cat, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you, homie. Okay, the daily didn't reset, which is great. That's fantabulous. You missed Friday 13th so much. Yeah, me too. Oh, hush. I know I'm not updating you. Ground control. I need to uninstall that, actually. That needs to take a hike. I haven't used that in ages. Rafa! All right. All right. Tiltify's back up. All the things are back up. All right, we're good. We're just waiting for the ads to get done. Once the ads are finished, then we'll get going. But actually what I'll do is I'll go ahead and make them the lobby for the friends. Now that we can hear the game. Yeah, all's better now. I just had to restart my game. Oh, sorry. I mean my computer. I restarted the computer. Now it's fine. Yeah. Thank you, Rafa. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you, sir. Derp, thank you for the $100 dono to St. Jude. Just got notified I went back live. Yep. Yep. All right, let me change the weekly. Any of my friendos that were going to join, if you are still down to join, I know it's a little bit delayed or a lot of bit delayed, but you're welcome to join. Mayor, Phoenix, Mr. Song. Gotta love technology, isn't it the best? Isn't it the greatest? Scarlet, it will be. It will be, friend. Technology is the best until it's not. Okay. That's good. That's good. Now we have sounds and things. Phoenix. Hi, friend.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? How are you? Are you taking a wee?
Taking a wee.
Oh my Hellfire! Hello. Looks like it's gonna be a fun challenge. It'll be a thing. It's gonna be something. We'll find out soon enough. Yep. Rose, how are you? I'm not using the same chat things I normally do either, so hopefully this will. Hopefully it'll be okay. I just don't want to take the time to set it up right now. Yeah, gaming. All right, the crow. Hello. Are we ready for fun and shenanigans?
Of course.
Ready for shenanigans?
I don't know what I'm ready for. I don't know. I'm just the 150 speed is going to screw me up, but I'll do my best. Yeah, that fixed it.
Cheat. It's fine.
That's
How
true.
is the microphone? Does it sound okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fine. And we're back,
Okay,
Matthew.
I
Hello,
changed
dude.
the positioning of it, so
Oh, okay.
hopefully you hear less keyboard now.
No. Your keyboard's pretty large and
Oh, yeah. It's not even the full. It's just the restricted.
Yeah.
Listen here.
Hot diggity dog.
What?
Good call, by the way. Good call. I would have gone full Sunny and then we would have
Imagine
got
if you
nothing.
start playing Sunny Meadows full.
Do we do the entire thing multiple times? What the f?
Oh my god, we would have been so mad. Especially with Captain
notice after
Perfect
first.
Game over here.
We would have noticed why it hasn't gone up a check at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we
we
fixed
would
it.
have
It's
noticed
I've
with the
restarted the
multiplier.
PC. That was literally it.
When it was 12 instead of 1.
Oh yeah. All right, let's rock. Pengu, thank you for the 4 months. Welcome back. Your daughter asked if you were her little thunderstorm. What did you say? Did you agree? All right, let's ride. Hey, Jen. I know, such an amazing group of people. Seriously. All right. I'm going to take a parabolic.
Parabolic?
Yeah. If somebody wants... Are you doing
We
crucifix?
know what it is?
No, we don't know what the ghost
Chrissy,
is. We have no
salt,
idea.
And
No, what?
I might go smudge. Oh, wait. What did I grab the flashlight for?
yeah,
Duh.
female wing.
Female
Yeah,
wing.
Why are you grabbing?
I don't know.
flashlight?
Night vision. I haven't used this in forever.
Gross.
Okay. I mean, listen, it's better than nothing, especially when you don't have any light of any kind. Oh, I have an extra hand. I'll grab the other cruci, I guess. All right. I have a cruci, I have a smudge, and I have a parabolic. These old ass keys.
Waiting on song.
Oh my God.
I was going to say, somebody forgot a smudge.
Chugging these sodas is really messing me up. I almost forgot a lighter.
Imagine.
Imagine. Listen, I would have gotten and it would have been a thing. It's fine. All right. Everyone at the ready?
Yep.
Hey, what? No, I couldn't hear you over the thunder.
Roger that. E. Was that the ghost? Or is that you putting it in your pocket?
Yeah, putting what in our pockets?
The
Ooh.
lantern. He had the lantern out, and then all of a sudden the light went out. I didn't know if the ghost blew it out or not.
Oh yeah.
No, that was me.
I am.
What are you doing, Ghosty? Today, Junior.
You hear nothing.
I could give you... Do you guys want a little bit of light? Like, do you guys want this? I can't see that. This is what I see. This is what you guys could see. Do you guys want that? Would that be better? Yeah. Yeah. It's dark as crap for me, but it's a little bit better for you guys. On here, squat. She must be all the way down the female wing. Ham Jam. I don't know who to wait.
I did nothing.
Oh, Dorothy Barton.
I don't even see anything through the keyhole.
Just a little peek. Right? Well, oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Did I just blind you? Sorry.
She's in the day room or...
I don't know. Oh, I should probably go get that crucifix, bring it a little bit closer. Boner. Going back and forth between having that filter on and not having it on is going to be a troublesome task. I don't use the NVIDIA filters. I just use an OBS one so you guys can see better. No hunty?
Nope.
She has to be all the way at the end, dude.
Yeah, I'm saying it's day room or...
Maple, think of the 13.
at the end.
Well, go charging in there after this on, I guess.
Maybe Revy, because she's so slow, she's not coming out of that area.
Definitely possible, yeah. Other side? No. We saw the camera correctly, right? That it was the female wing? I'm pretty sure we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the door wouldn't open otherwise.
We all agree. Yeah. It's this, that'd be so funny. We're like, where the hell is it? Let me in. There we go. All right. Where can I go to get a little bit closer? Maybe. Maybe. Stuck. Help. I got a whisper. Ham Jam's room.
You know it.
Nobody's gonna know. Possibly normal. I think that's a normal 150. How will they know? Nobody's gonna know. It just stopped. No. I didn't. It didn't get close enough. I think it's in the day room. Day room. Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah, day room for sure. Man, I can't see a damn thing.
That might help.
There are lights. You have night vision. Walkie-talkie. This is here. That would help you guys, but it wouldn't help me. I think it's safe to say this is the room. I think so too. What if I'm safe here? Very unlikely. Where is she? She's standing there. Yeah, the breaker's broken. You have no flashlights. Pretty sure she threw the item with me in the room, so I don't think it's a shade. Yeah, see, she's still here. Jesus. It's gonna be a Hantu? Ah, it sounded normal. No. Nobody's smudged, right?
We did not.
If I'm confident with not a shade, is this an Unreal?
Another whisper. That's two now.
How do you know it's not a shade? If it throws objects with me in the room. Where's my crucifix? Threw the book over there. Can the lighter run out? Yeah, I believe I think it's a 10-minute timer. Ghosty's standing right next to me.
Is that you throwing things, or is that it throwing things?
That's Ghosty shorts. Could have been the hallway. Here's the question. Where was it? I'd say unlikely and on, Rio. Why did it take so long?
I was originally thinking it was a shade because you were in there with it, but it's been throwing stuff.
As features.
That's a great... I want to let them know. I smudged, I might die. $150.
I started a smudge timer when you said you smudged.
Holy hell.
Good gravy, I can hear me through you.
I was so scared.
Demon smudge is up in 5 seconds.
Okay. Do I still have a pair of... Oh, I do. Okay. Still there walking around. Or are they? No, I don't think so. I think we have a normie, unfortunately. It sped up with line of sight, didn't it? I'm fairly certain it sped up with line of sight, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely sounded like
That means it can't be a Thay.
Regular smudge ended.
Yeah, 90's up. Sounds normal 150. I think so too. I think you're right. And it hates books. I don't know if that gives us any information, but hates them.
not fond of reading.
Courtesy burn.
All right.
Not a spirit.
I'm out of spirit.
Not a spirit. Okay. I mean, I don't know if it's a... It was doing some hard throws. This probably wouldn't be that helpful, but it's fine. Moroi might be the one? I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, wait. How long did that smudge timer last? It hasn't roamed away from that room at all. I think Goryo might be a good shout. I don't think it sounds fast enough for a Moroi either. I think you're right. Be fun watching the gang play the other side. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Does it see me? I think it sees me. To take an item with me, it didn't work. Now I can watch it while we're dead. That's fun. Twins? I don't think so. I think it saw me too. Hi, Cretin. I hate that my heart is beating while I'm dead. This I hate. I hate this. Not an Oni. Not a Phantom. What are your tosses looking like there, boss? Give me things. I'm gonna go back to its room, actually. Normal blinkies absolutely had line of sight. 100%. Turns out the other side a lot more at the moment. Already seen 50 hours into it. Holy moly. Hell yeah. It's fun, man. All right. I need stuff to pick up. It's so hard. You can't see anything. You can't see the floor. I'd love to make a little Pulte line. What is that? What? Oh, is that my equipment? Let's watch it again. Like, why now all of a sudden my heart's like, all right, I'm gonna start beating now. Makes no sense. At all. Derp, thank you for another $100 dono to St. Jude. I did ask for a ghost hug. Well, I got you one. Would you go that way, you jerkhole? Thank you. I don't think so. No shot. No, I don't think we have Phantom, Oni, Shade, Oreo, They, Dio, Moroi. We had electronics. I don't think it's sped up. We could double check that though. Although, I mean, we would have heard the speed change because there's a motion sensor inside of that room. Probably not twins. No, it's not throwing it off. It's not a spirit or a demon based on the timer. Not a Hantu. Did it walk in salt? Did we put salt down? It definitely didn't. It doesn't feel like a stalking ghost at all. It did walk in salt. Not a wraith. I don't think it's a banshee. Some of these are going to be a little tough. Has it changed rooms? No, it doesn't feel like it's really gone away from its room very much, which is why we're leaning towards Goryo. Can't be a djinn? Why not? There's no way to, there's nothing to, you can't test for a djinn. The only way to know it's a djinn is to eliminate every other ghost. What about yokai? Could be. Yeah, absolutely. Haven't seen a shapeshift. Well, we didn't see it shapeshift when we were alive. You can't see a shapeshift when you're a dead player. You can't. At all. Ashley, thank you. See, it does like these little tosses like that. Oh, careful. It's cheating and going through the chairs. I'd really love for my heart to not be beating. Oh, yeah. It can go through those and you can't. How's that make you feel? Oh, is everyone in here? Do I have a friend? Friend. Afterlife friend. Friend.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm sorry. Do I see your body on the floor and you here?
What do you mean?
I see a body on the floor here. And I believe that's you.
That's my body.
But oh, I guess that's true. I was going to say, I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. You're doing great, sweetie. Sorry, I'm used to bodies disappearing right now. Is that bug gone?
I don't know anymore.
Oh, I think it's only for your player, not the other people. Yeah, your body like disappears into the afterlife. All right.
Our second room? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely leaning Goryo because it hasn't left its room at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's so unfortunate. It's kind of a toss-up right now.
I was trying to keep an eye, but I'm pretty sure it saw me in that room.
Well, even that, I mean, it's not that useful. We'd have to start doing like mare test. It doesn't seem, there's no doors really for it to mess with.
It's not very roamy.
No, it's not roaming at all. It didn't sound that quiet. Again,
No.
for it to even test for a Yurei, it has to be connected to the favorite room, and the room doesn't have a door. Literally can't test it. The Banshee can also not change favorite rooms, but we haven't been stalked.
And Jin's gonna suck.
Yeah, if it's a Jin, well, see you later. No, it hasn't stalked us at all, which is why I don't think Banshee.
No.
No screams, no anything. No. I think it's going to be like mare test, yokai test, but again, I'm okay with even guessing Goryo.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it.
It was picking up your electronics from a good distance away, wasn't it? Yeah, but it didn't do an initial speed up because you have the motion sensor inside of the room, so we would hear that boost from the electronic, and it did not do
I
that.
think it's the twins. It hasn't changed.
Yeah.
the speed.
Moon, thank you for the $50 dono. Thank you for the donation to St. Jude. Thank you, friend. Moon, we gotta play games, friend. We gotta play games soon. Ruda. Why is it not hunting now?
don't know. I didn't smudge.
Still in here. Yeah. I'd say it's a pretty safe bet. We definitely do. Yes, yes, yes. I don't even know what game. Something. Something. I mean, it was setting the motion sensor off. Hey, boss, I'm out of product. What do you kill?
Come on, ghost.
Why
are you not hunting?
I don't know what this like long extended period of no hunting is. I don't know why it's doing this.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay. It's shy. Yeah, it's here. It's a spirit trying to hide the fact that, yeah, maybe it's moving. I don't think, no, it just threw this over here. It just threw this guy. And there it goes.
There we go.
I'm honestly cool with Goryo at this point.
Yeah.
This turd. Unless they want to try to do like a yokai test, they're more than welcome. Why are you ruling out the twins? Because the speed doesn't sound like twins. The heartbeat's really annoying.
Why are you not... Why is it staying in the room?
I don't know. Maybe it's looking for something. It's crawling on the ground. It can't find it. What did I do with that taco? Sammy, thank you for the dono. Love the stuff. Thanks to you. No, thanks to you, friend. Yeah.
And it's not.
Okay.
Course.
Yeah, I'm cool with saying Goryo. I can't see without my glasses. Where are they at?
Hi. What you working on?
Trying to get your attention. Dude, get out of here.
See, mine's heavier. It got their attention better.
Oh yeah, that's true. To grab the big suitcase.
What is he trying to tell me?
Well, you gotta ask us yes or no questions.
Do you know what type of ghost it is?
I'm gonna say yes.
Is yes when you throw it down?
I said yes.
Do you want us to leave? Yeah, I think they're saying yes.
Meatloaf! Tara, thank you for the tier 3 for 21 months. I don't know where Song went. Did Song already leave?
I think he might know.
Oh, no, he's sitting here too. No, we have no idea. I'm just telling her I know what it is, so we leave. Yep, and Song's stuck. Oh, they're both stuck. Oh. Gosh darn it. Tara, thank you again, friend. How the hell are you? Look at this little a-hole. Yeah, you would. Hide with the smudge. It's the way. Here, you want to play with that? Here, play. Kick the baby. All right, I'm gonna go prep. I guess I could just leave. I'm just seeing what they do. Meow. We still hate Chaga always and forever. I think they assume we know what it is, but I really just want to go Goryo to just try and get out. Yeah.
I was hoping maybe
Ghosty isn't really leaving the room because it's trying to find out what a JPEG is. So we can go down to Taco Bell, get a ball.
No, I don't know if they know what it is or if we're just like resetting.
I need them to guess or ask questions so we can guide the way.
Phoenix, I DM'd you.
Okay, so I didn't see it shape
Smudged.
shift.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna get here.
Phoenix, I DM'd you.
Was that the ghost voice? I DM'd you. Check Discord.
Okay. Throw stuff on the ground if you know what ghost it is.
I'm gonna pretend.
Okay.
Okay. Throw stuff on the ground if it is an obake. Okay. What about a goryo?
What'd you get? What is that, a yo-yo?
No, it's the bell.
Oh, it's the bell. Oh, I couldn't see it. Oh, there.
Yep. Alright.
Good enough for me. We could be 100% wrong. I'm cool with it. Yeah, why not? It's possible that it was just one of the other ghosts and it never left that room. It is possible. It's just, man, it's just feeding off Goryo vibes. Fingers crossed.
Welcome back.
Yep, can't test for a Ure.
It was, in fact, not a goryo.
Nope.
No,
Nope,
yeah.
we just wanted to get out because there was nothing we could do.
Nope.
Never changed
Hard
rooms.
to test for Yuri in a room with no door.
In a doorless room, and the ghost never changed rooms.
Yeah.
So to test for, and to test for a Ure, you have to have a door on the ghost room. Have to.
I thought I heard a door slam, but then I realized it was
Nope,
just...
it wouldn't have been
one of
the
you guys
ability.
slamming
Couldn't have
the
been.
door after. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. It was a god dang Ure. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that one. All right.
Nope.
Nope. All right, let's hope for better luck this time. Yeah, sometimes room changes just don't. Yeah, the ghost has to choose to change rooms. Yeah, it has to choose to do it. The Ure can only do its ability on a door that's attached to its favorite room. So it can't shut the front door if it's all the way in the back bedroom of the house. You know what I mean? Yeah. Can it change rooms on the weekly? That's an even better question. I would assume yes.
Fun stuff.
What is it? Oh. Oh, it's the hospital wing.
Yep. And it's Blood Moon.
I'm sorry?
As I said, fun stuff.
Oh.
Oh, so it's going to be even quicker.
Oh, that's what you were talking about. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no.
You sound like the poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison. That poison.
Oh, right. Blood Moon for Cusco. Oh, my God. All right.
Cusco's blood moon.
Cusco's Blood Moon. Is that what you're talking about? All right. I guess. God dang. All right. Well, got what we need, I guess. You ready?
Yep.
All right.
We're having fun. We love this game. We're having fun. We love this game.
I gotta buy a new shirt again. God dang it. Can't wash that out. There's no shot.
Now it's not 150. It's 165.
Now it's 165. So for those of you that are unaware, a blood moon increases the ghost speed by 15%.
Oh my god, could you even imagine?
All right, nothing. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need the cheat sheet for this one. All right, somebody remember this BPM. I'm gonna go hide for a second so I can pull up my. Oh gosh, dang it. We'll see. Siger, thank you for the dodo. Here, so you guys can see a little bit of what's going on while I do this. All right. So the real lovely thing about the cheat sheet that was created by Zero. The real lovely thing about this is you have the ability to actually check for ghost speeds. So you can see what a 150 ghost sounds like, right? So a 150, let's just say shade. A 150 shade would sound like this. Oh, I literally clicked the wrong thing. Would sound like this. Okay. A 150 shade with Blood Moon, meaning that it is now 15% faster, sounds like this. So we need to hear again what this ghosty sounded like and check our speeds. Oh, I'm stuck. It sounded faster than that.
I know. Well, I don't know. It sounds angry.
It sounds angry? What'd you do?
No, it sounded like it was.
Oh, fast. It sounds faster. It absolutely sounds faster.
It sounds haunted or...
Okay. Wait. Mayor, did you just shut a door?
Yes.
Roger that. Okay. I heard a door slam. I was like, there's no way that's a Ure. It was way too fast. No, it wasn't.
I may be with the ghost right now.
Confirmed. Roger that.
I'm smudging. Someone wants to set a timer.
Timer started.
Timer started.
She's with the ghost. Ghosty not happy. No. Oh, God, I had the filter on again. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to have the filter on so you guys can see better, but then when I turn on this,
Don't see any orbs.
it's so bright. Could it be a rev? No, it was faster without having any line of sight on anybody. So it's just a faster ghost in general. What she do? I don't know. Mayor did something to the ghost. I don't know what you did, but Gregory Kraft is not having it. All right, I'm watching the timer. Sounds normal given the conditions? Oh, I thought it sounded faster. Eh?
Demon smudge ended.
You sound like Markiplier. Gregory.
More speed? More speed? Maybe. HR chucking stuff in there. I hear it. Holy shit. We're sure no orbs, right? This is faster than the last hunt. Wait a minute. Is Mare looping the ghost? No, it's not a Dio. If it was a Dio, it would have slowed down. That's not a Dio. Also, it would have came directly to us on the last hunt. Mayor, were you looping the ghost?
No.
Did it actually see you at any point?
No.
No, that's normal speed.
And no, wait, but it's way faster.
I heard
What?
different speed.
That sounded way faster. Hold on.
Yeah. It was changing speeds, it sounded like. That's why I thought maybe...
It spawned somewhere else other than my room.
Yeah, like maybe Hans.
Yeah, it had been starting back in the board, because the last two hunts I couldn't
That's a Hantu. Because this, it's not.
It should be a Hantu.
Twins is.
Right? Because
Yeah,
it changed to-
Hantu seems to match.
Yeah, okay.
Hantu definitely seems to match. We can always watch for the old breath.
And my timer probably started a little late.
I guess, I was gonna say, I could definitely
Hunting about 10
sacrifice.
seconds before.
Mare's a sacrifice.
Right here. So you guys can see. Going in. All right, watch for breath. Watch for breath. Hey, it's a Hantu, by the way. I saw its breath. It's definitely a Hantu. Those beady red eyes coming at us. Holy shite.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Oh, hey, man. That zombie came flooring it. Look at him. Oh, he's going out. He's going to get him. Get him. Get him, Kraft. Get him. He's so fast.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Wait a minute.
Oh, hi.
Are we supposed to be able to see the Hantu breath as a dead player?
I'm pretty sure we can.
Okay.
It's only Goryo dots
Just the Goryo
and
dots.
Obake.
Obake shapeshifts. Okay.
Yeah.
Flash, look out. Sorry.
Oh, breathe on me. Good God. Oh, there it is. Right there.
Yeah.
Yep, there's the breath. Yep.
Mom, just go die.
Dry red eyes. Where'd you go? Oh my god. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. God. Kids at 10:30 at night. Jesus.
You had sugar at grandma.
Who gave him a donut? Look at him.
I blame Mom.
Oh, he just came over here and breathed on me. Just went, Human aid! Thank you for the subs! You know how I said I stopped really drinking energy drinks? I gave them to him.
That makes
He
so
really
much sense.
needed it, apparently.
I guess so. Man. Oh, he's back. I love that he's going into the padded room. Is he still gone?
Awesome. Right here.
Jeez, he's upstairs now?
Yeah, he's saying bold.
Oh my god, he's still going! Would you end it?
Oh.
Sacrifice yourself, yeah. We wanted to make sure we could see the breath as make sure it was a Hantu. So Mare and I made sure we saw it.
Finally. Oh, he
Holy.
was right there.
Song's sitting here the whole time. Song, it's a Hantu. Song, how do I get your attention? One overachiever. What's he gonna achieve? Song.
Oh, you're dead.
Okay, we're not just counting dead people. Like, got stuck in the radiator. Yeah. Song, what are you possibly doing?
Mare? Anybody?
I can't.
I'm leaving.
Okay, good. I like it. I like it. Had no idea about the ghost speed sheet. Yes, the speeds on the cheat sheet are amazing. Yeah. They went and did all of that work themselves. Where exactly are you going? Does the blood moon just look like normal outside as a dead player? The blood moon looks real boring as a dead player.
Right? Doesn't even look like a blood.
No, it doesn't. I don't know what. It looks like the end of a dust storm. Phasmophobia, welcome in. Yeah, listen, the best part about the weekly is you don't have to live. You can be a snackerfice as long as you get it right.
Sacrifice yourself. Be a snackerfice.
He really, really, really wants to get it. Filter check? Oh, yeah, I had the filter on. I'm so sorry. And there it made sense.
Friends meet in the truck. I'm debating between Hantu and
Like, in there is
the
fine.
way the speed was changing.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I bet it's a Hantu. Here, I'm going to give him a deep psychology book.
Hey, if you think it's a Raiju, throw it on the ground.
I should say yes.
If
That'd be
it's
so
a
mean.
Hantu, throw it on the ground. Hantu it is.
Imagine if you were just like, yeah. Sure,
Yeah. Raiju for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Imagine.
Hey, look at that. We got all the objectives.
Yarn! How was the stream? Thank you for the raid. Hello. Good to see you. How's it going? Dust storms are awful. Yeah. Hantu. That would be so mean. I wouldn't do that to him. No.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Blood moon.
Oh, Song. We were
Very
waiting
nice.
for you to snack.
I know. You're like, oh, let me go make sure I get a perfect game. We're like, get the hell out of there.
No, I wasn't doing a perfect game. I was
I
trying
know.
to see if anybody was alive.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I went searching for the bone.
Well, it's restricted. It wouldn't be that bad.
We all saw its breath.
Yeah,
so
no.
We did, yeah.
We knew.
Yeah.
We let ourselves
We
get
knew
got
it
to
was
make sure we saw
Hantu.
the breath. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Round 2.
So
Let's
that's why,
fight.
as soon as it went upstairs and got really slow, I was like,
Yeah.
is it a Raiju around their dead electronics? Like, that was the only thing that was throwing me. So,
Yeah. Blood moon, yeah. All right, we're going to pretend like the first round didn't happen. The second one was beautiful. Here's the next one, which would be number 2. No, it's not. Yeah. Hantu, blood moon. So that means the ghost is 165% speed.
All right, we're here. Take a look at
Yeah.
the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the
Ruth.
investigation. I've got a
Restricted.
report that suggests a
Okay.
possible ghost sighting.
Restricted.
No
Does anybody
orbs.
else want to do a parabolic this time? They're more than welcome to.
I'll grab it.
Okay, I'm going to go put these in the front door. Miss Natalia, no, you're fine. How was stream? Round 2, what you been doing for 2 hours? Nothing. Just talking to people that are amazing and donating to St. Jude this entire time and doing nothing else. All right, smudge, crucifix, this guy. We have salt there. I'll bring another, I suppose. Remember the lighter? Yeah, look at me go. I'm a wiener. I might just leave the filter off, man, because I'm gonna keep forgetting to turn it off and on, and it's gonna be annoying for you guys. All right, ready to fight.
Yes.
Let's ride.
I don't want to do this anymore, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad.
Too damn bad.
Here, I was thinking, Mist. Oh no, you're fine. Right. Where's our ears? Where are they? Celebrate made affiliate. Let's go. Heck yeah. Do I have the ghost or is that them?
I think it was them.
She walked past the squishy room.
Oh, did you hear the walk? Did you hear her walk into
Yeah.
the squishy room? Oh, delish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hero. Hey, how are you? Small achievement, still proud? You should be proud. An achievement's an achievement, friend.
She's definitely closer. She's not all the way back.
Okay. Maybe I wait here.
Yeah.
I'll save the salt. I don't want to put the salt down and waste it.
What?
Hmm?
I asked Song a question and then he didn't answer me. That's
Oh.
all.
You know, there's a possibility, though, and I was having this happen, where when I was listening through the paramic, I could not hear people talking to me. Like,
Oh, that's weird.
yeah, it was
Like
really,
at
really
all.
strange. Like, globally, even. Ah, hello.
That's weird.
Joseph, I'm good. How are you?
Room 3 or 4?
I'd say I hope they fix it, but
Oh, well, you know.
I'm gonna
'Cause it was
put
at
down
the
the
edge
motion close
where-
to that door.
Yeah.
All right. Song. Song. Don't die, okay?
Or do.
Actually, I don't think he can hear anything. I think it's just the old man stuff.
Song?
He's hunting.
Hey, you a boomer?
Squishy room again.
Yummy. He's a coming. Not a wraith. She done? Ayo.
I have a timer.
Yeah. I got a timer going. Really enjoy the other side. Yeah, we're definitely gonna play.
Another whisper?
Oh no, although I don't know how much time I'll have to play.
Feeling it like room 3 or 4.
So you're saying she's not here?
He's not in Squish.
Roger that. I did hear just toss though, and I don't know where that was. Oh, okay. It's throwing the poo buckets.
Yeah.
It's there.
Grandma. Grandmama. Grandmama.
She said she wanted to poop.
She wanted me to boop the snoot?
No, she wanted to poop. That's why she had to poop.
Oh, well, the tub looks like she already did. Anonymous, thank you for the dono.
Demon
So,
smudge up.
well, the demon smudge has been up.
Yeah.
Probably not a shade, because I think it just threw that with us in here.
Yep, behind the bathtub.
Okay. Yeah, I was watching the motion sensor outside. She definitely did not set that off.
Regular smudge should be.
Any ghost can hunt?
Yeah, 90's definitely up now. I'm gonna throw a poo bucket in the bathtub.
Oh, it likes me. Look at that.
She ate that one instead
I'm
of the
not
one that's
scared.
in the room.
Well, you're lucky I moved that over.
Oh my God, Grandma! Look down for a second.
She tried to
Good
light my
Lord.
butt on fire.
She's
At least
probably.
she just kissed
I think
me.
she's pissed I threw her poo bucket in the poo water. All right, I retrieved it. You feel better? No, not. I don't think it's a spirit. I don't think it's a
something that
demon.
makes you obvious.
Please. Can we get a poo bucket pulte pile? Is that a thing?
That's
There's
a
multiple of them
pretty
at the
good
same time. That'd be awesome.
Here, I'll bring some meat in here for you.
Oh, thanks. Ugh. So gross. When you have a pulte in the goo room and it throws all the meat, it's called a meat eat.
No, Flash.
Is that so? A meat eat.
That's what they say.
That's what
Is that what
they
the kids say now?
It's so shiny too. Wants to pinch my cheeks? No. Well,
Hey, Flash.
yeah,
You saw her.
I did saw her. Thank you for the educational content. You are very welcome.
Really like.
There's nothing giving this ghost away.
No. Mirror light switch ability, maybe?
I mean, I could try.
I mean, it can't hurt.
Nope. I Like a Ure would be cool. It is.
It walked through salt.
I was gonna say, did it just trip? Where was the salt it walked in?
Right in front of the door here.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay. Really, head to bed. No worries, Haley.
It went back in.
Yeah.
No, not on you.
Did we have fire? Well, I mean, with Onryo, it's tricky. It's a tough sell because unless you have coverage on both sides, it could have gone from the other side to hunt.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of sacrificing myself at this point.
Alright, have fun. Bye.
Bye. Miss you. He left me alone. Hey. All right, now. Okay, now I don't think it's an Onryo. So there's no more protection. I'm all alone. Maybe she wants a bowl of teeth. See you in the afterlife. I'll see you guys there. I'll be there. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. About to get a ghost hug? I don't know. It's pretty normal, right? First time it didn't seem like it came here. The second time it did. Interesting.
You okay?
Yeah, just confuzzled a little bit.
Did that seem to not care?
It seemed like it didn't care the first time, but it did the second.
Yeah, it was a little... It had a good distance from...
Walked in the salt. I might just have to take one. Watch the blinks. Looked pretty normal to me. Yeah. I don't think it was a phantom. I don't think it's an Oni. I don't think it's a yokai either. Is that a shape? Did you see a shapeshift? Hi, Grandma. Oh, can somebody clip it? What are you doing, Grandma? What is back here? Your teeth? No, you cannot see the shapeshift when you've passed. No, you can't. Let's see. People thought they saw a shapeshift. Let's see. We'll do 0.25. Where did you think you saw it?
Down here very often.
In the office.
Oh, we have breath in here.
Flash, look out.
Dude, it's so dark. I don't think I saw a shapeshift. Unless you guys saw something I didn't. I would have to like brighten the clip up. I don't think I saw a shapeshift. It looked pretty normal to me. Still grandma, still grandma, still grandma. She was grandma that whole time, I think. Couldn't see with the hands were covering the face. It's so effing loud, dude. It's there. What's there? It was right after she walked through the door. Really? I don't know why she keeps walking in this area. I don't know. That's a great question. It was right after she walked through the door.
Phoenix, you okay?
I was trying to look for a shapeshift and I got nothing.
Right after she walked through the door. That looks like grandma still. Like, that right there, that's still grandma. And then that right there. And that right there. That's all still grandma. Like, all those blinks were still her. I don't think she shifted either. Hold? Okay. If I download the clip and I put, like, brightness up and all that jazz, I could possibly see it. It was the second. It's weirdly dark, yeah. God, I kind of want to get away from you because you're so effing loud. She went from grandma to short. Really?
She saw breath in the office.
I think the light's playing tricks. It might be. All right, let me... Hold on. Let me do this. Let's see.
Yeah, chat's convinced that they saw a shapeshift.
Go back up, go back up.
Said she saw breath in the office.
It's not a Hantu, though. Breath doesn't mean anything.
So I'll check that real quick.
Let's see.
I just heard a light switch, not a mirror.
Heyo.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So glad they fixed it. Yeah, me too.
Breath is still in the ghost room.
Unfortunately, I'm not at my laptop, or else I could do things very, very quickly. Can't see a shapeshift or breath. You can see ghost breath when you're dead. Yes, you can. We literally just did on the last round. The event Obake can shapeshift now. Yes. It always can. No, it couldn't. No, for 3 years, it could not shapeshift during the event, and now it can. The event ghost could never shapeshift. Ever. Until right now. I don't play Phas. Good deal. Just lighten the clip and slow it down. Did not see a shapeshift. Thank you, Zero. Yeah, okay, so we're not losing our mind.
You're alive?
I'm being gaslit to oblivion.
I only saw Grandma.
Thank you, Zero.
Although as it was coming around this white separator over here, it looked fairly thin for a moment, but I think it was just a play on the lights.
No, I think we're reading too much into it now. Hey, British, how are you?
Yeah.
I think we have like the most normie ghost of all the normies. Unfortunate. We have dots? Okay. I'll write it down. Another Urei? If it's a Urei, it has a door that it can slam, and it has yet to use its ability a single time. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Dave. Yeah, no, I think it was just the shadows. Ghosty's still in the same room. At this point, when you have a ghost that's so normal and you've tried most of the stuff that you can, it's just an educated guess. Or something gross. Yeah, like, we know based on the speed that it's a normie, right? Because if we listen to the 150 speed, not a Raiju. No, don't think so. 150 speed. Yep. When the ghost starts hunting, I'll play this speed for you. Very normal. Very, very average. So probably not. We know it's not a yokai. The blinks are normal. Think it threw items with us in there. Walked in salt. Timer was like this. It flipped the switch. Not throwing like a Polty. Can you see breath in the ghost room when you're dead? Your breath? I don't think you can see your breath. I don't think so. Or maybe I just never noticed. Not that I'm aware of. Not a Hantu, not twins. We're going to say probably not a mimic. We haven't seen a shapeshift. That doesn't mean that it is not an Obake. We just haven't seen it. You can see the Hantu breath when you're dead. Yes. Literally the last round we did. Oh yeah, not an Onryo. Yeah. Not a Revi. Hasn't stalked anybody. Hasn't done a Yuri ability. Ugh, gross. Gross. Oh, it's throwing the meat. Right now, I'm going to lock in that. Not quite enough for Myling. Probably not. We could probably cross that off. Obake, Jin, Goryo. Well, the Jin, that's a crappy situation. So it's not even haunted. Well, that's if it's that one. What a waste of time and resources. Look at all this stuff in here. Look at all these poo buckets. Hi, Mel. How are you? Real cute, dude. Real cute. How's it going, Fran? What are you doing, dude? Guys, if you're not following my lovely friend, Epic at the Pants, you should be. She also plays tons and tons and tons of Phasmophobias. Would you stay still, please? Rhodey! Send assistance, Rhodey. The ghosts are being buttholes. Playing catch. Hey, you put the poo bucket back in the pile.
Flash, you want to come yell at us in the truck?
Oh, it's throwing the meat. It's throwing the meat. I kind of want to bring them some meat. Rhodey, how was stream, dude? Playing catch. Yeah, I'm playing catch with my dad. Souvenir. Ugh. I'm gonna go say hi to them. I just wanted to see if there's a possible like last second, like last ditch effort. It would do something, please. Yeah, the breaker's broken. It doesn't matter. Oh, F's.
Flash, when you're done playing with your meat down there, swing on up to the van.
I can't say well hi back, but I'd say roger that. It hunted under the spirit timer. I don't think so. Heyo. Listen, I don't judge you guys what you do in the restricted wing. All right. I brought the gift.
Yeah, see, you brought the meat.
I brought the meat.
It's tenderized from all the playing.
Roger that.
Are you thinking Goryo?
If you think it's a Goryo, leave the meat on the ground. If you think it's a Jin, pick it up.
Yeah,
All right, Goryo it is.
Played Lego Star Wars. Oh, good time. Heck yeah. 20 bucks at the gin. I know I'm putting Goryo because it only makes sense off of how this ghost was hunting, but and like walking around, but
Job's ready for you.
Oh, thank
You know-
goodness. It wasn't
Goodness.
even haunted.
At a difficulty like this, it's a ghost you don't want, but when you get it right, that's satisfying.
Good job. Good job.
Oh, guess what? That was only the second one.
One more.
It's okay.
What the hell?
Let's get something obvious like the Hantu.
Right?
Please, RNG.
I like a
Dio.
challenge,
Give
but
us
come
a
on.
Dio.
Yeah, like a rev, a
Guys,
Faye,
I'm gonna run my
something,
ads
like,
real fast,
really
okay? I'm gonna run my
obvious.
ads while we're getting set up, okay? 3 minutes. If you're not subbed, if you don't have turbo, don't worry, friends. I swear we won't go far.
Hurry.
Ay, ay, ay. All right, round 3. Please be something like a Dio. Please. Please. You're doing great, Zini. Thank you for the follows, Duncan. Welcome in. Lexi, hello.
We're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting
Okay.
the investigation.
I'm not going to bring a smudge.
Marsha. You're not even gonna bring a smudge? she gave up. She's done. F this. I'm out of
Yeah, she's like, nah. If it
Nah,
comes
nah,
towards
nah,
me,
nah,
I'm
nah.
dying.
here. Might as well take one. All right, let me get those in there. Hold on. Good times. All right, let me get a smudge. Let me get a crucifix. Theyve got the parabolics. I could bring another motion sensor. I could bring a camera just for funsies.
Challenge. But I said Mare's not even wearing the night vision. She's just
No.
like, I don't even want to see
She's
it.
F this.
I
I'm
don't
going to go
care."
right to it. F this guy. All right. Marsha. Let's ride.
We didn't even check to see what room it.
Nope. Don't even care.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, whatever. We'll eventually find it.
It's up here. No, it's
Downstairs.
downstairs.
Okay. Well, those are two very different things.
Heard it in the office downstairs.
It was up and now it's down.
Okay.
It could be anywhere.
Be careful.
Back downstairs.
Yeah, that done.
Is it still going? Oh, it's done.
Heard it in the office right
Bring
now.
some of these firelights. The slow lantern line. Yeah. Well, it's think about it. It's smart because then you can get more line of sight with the ghost and you can see if it's a possible like Oni or Phantom or something like that. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense if you think about it. Rebecca, thank you for the dono to St. Jude. I'll read your message here in a minute, friend. I'm trying to hopefully stay alive. All right, so it's over here. Excuse me? What? How did she get us? Skill issue. What the hell?
And Song's alive.
Wait, was it him? Did he like turn something on?
No, I think
Nobody
he
did.
ran through like here.
I've never, ever had a ghost get me through there. Wow. Well, I didn't mean to die that time. That was very, very unintentional, friends. That one I didn't mean to. All right. It's not a Phantom. It's not an Oni. Speed seems pretty normal. Very compromising positions we have here. Except for Port Phoenix. Oh, you can see the life exit our eyes. Look.
Communing with my body, are we?
Just, yeah, you're like right in front of the lantern. It's like a party under the stairs. Gosh darn it.
Well,
I have questions for what's happening under that stairwell. Well, been meaning to talk to you about that. So- we don't ask questions about that. We just leave that for what it is. Well, good luck, Song. Best of luck. Most of our ghosties were normal. He's all by himself. Sorry, dude. Damn. We didn't mean it.
Oh, back here, right?
I think so. And
Like,
maybe it's
probably here.
what was I say? Maybe in that side room over there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ghosties, if you want me to leave, throw something in the truck, and I'll get you back.
Oh,
Because
God.
that was kind of crap.
It was kind of
Or if
crap.
you want me to do it on my own, I don't know, throw something.
If we do
out
that,
of
it's
the
probably
truck.
gonna take a while. Probably just yeet
Jam.
and delete. Yeah. He probably should have just joined the Snackerfice crew,
Yeah, it would have been faster.
I
right?
see you all running. I will wait.
Heroic, welcome in.
Close the
How are you?
door.
He's just go. Get out of here. Shoo. Skedaddle.
I see you all here. If you
Get
want
outta
me to
here.
Just get you back. Throw something in the truck.
My God.
That seemed like a really great, Oni, sure.
Definitely not an Oni. I'm gonna go with Onryo. The Obeka cake. Oh no. Now.
Hey guys, we need to get one that's really easy.
Well, okay, if you can see it.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, that ghost got flashed and I threw the.
It got us through the
Through
staircase.
stairs.
Yeah.
The
And is it
first
just
thing that
me?
I thought of
Am I
was-
crazy or were you there with us?
No, I was there with
He
you.
was.
Yeah. So it got us and did
Closer
not get
to the
him.
wall.
Yeah. The only thing that I was thinking of was, feels really bad to be so tall now, huh, Flash? Your head kind of pokes up, huh?
Swear to God. All right. Ready up, damn it.
What's it like being 6'7" and
Ready up.
5'5"?
Hate your face.
Come on.
All right. Let's go. Round 3. You guys see nothing. Pixel! Thank you for the biddies. Listen, I don't want to include the failed rounds.
I have no idea how it got.
When I
you
make the
through
video,
stairs, though.
it's going to be 5 hours long if I include all the failed. We might just do all the successful runs. I see all the. That's right. You guys were here for all the failures. That's fine. All right, Luke. Luke Corrigan. I'm going to do the same thing I did before with the lanterns because it makes sense. There can be learning in the failures. This is very true.
I would not recommend
This
doing
is
the
true.
same thing you guys did before.
That's a very good point. All right. I'm going to go smudge, EMF, photo camera for funsies.
Going up and down the stairs, I looked up at her and she was Pam. So I never saw no Bake shit.
They can be more entertaining. Yeah. Especially with
Eddie?
some of the blunders. Electronic.
Use Flash's code. I was born with it.
Well, where's our ghost?
Downstairs.
Okay.
Oh, did we see what we had?
Interesting. It's a reflection red on my night vision, like it's a blood moon. Vingley, hello, friend. All right, so it's downstairs.
It's when I heard it, it was up here, but I think it started down.
Okay. That was helpful. I hear you're getting my better. No. No, it's not my fault. I just work here. I swears to it. Was it slightly slow? I'm not sure. Amber, hello. I'm assuming they just ran into the ghost. The ghost was in here for like 2 seconds and I already see my breath. PSU, good night, friend. What? But it didn't start up here, though. Ooh, the ghost is playing the piano.
I just smudged. It was Beef Jerky Man. He came to tickle my toes.
Is this the ghost room?
I don't think so. It started downstairs. It sounded like Raiju when it sped up around the motion sensor I had down there.
Really?
But then it didn't
I
do it
saw
again.
my breath instantly when it came in this room. Okay. If he's saying stuff, I can't. What happened?
Did it start downstairs or up here?
I don't know. It was like in between.
It just knocked off a picture in the and I see breath.
It's at, what do you say, in the office again?
In the manager's office downstairs.
Oh, okay.
Motion sensor to outside the
He said
door.
he's smudged, so I don't know what his timer is. Don't know. Realistically, we started, I think, trying to go for the challenge at like 9:30. It's definitely taken like an hour and a half. Is it gonna hunt today? Is it a spirit?
It was so fat.
Finally talking. How's our timer going, Song?
Regular ghost timer is well past.
Possible sparate.
Why was it so fast then?
Didn't have line of sight on somebody?
Didn't. We were all under the stairs.
2 whispers so far.
What's the ankles? I don't know. It's Beef Jerky Man, no?
Up on the end of the spirit timer.
All hidden.
Interesting. Hey, Tater Cheap. How's the weekly going? It's a rough one. It's a rough one because we keep getting normal ghosties. Last round we had a Goryo. That was fun. More whispers. Still no hunting. We had this on the other one where like nobody smudged or anything and it just waited forever to hunt. Yeah. Tater, how was the weekly for you? How did it go, brethren? Was he shy? It's down there chucking stuff. Someone in the ghost room? No. Phoenix is here. Song was there. Oh, that sounds fast as shit.
Haunting.
Say Hantu? Do we have the speed change? Here he comes. I don't see breath. That's not a Hantu. There was no breath. That's not a Hantu.
No.
That went fast to really slow.
I think I heard the same speed. I heard
On
extremely
mine,
fast.
It sounded really. On mine, it sounded like it got much slower when it came up.
Do I even have that window still open? Probably not.
I
It was
do
so
have
fast
to
when
go.
it came at us.
I didn't pay attention to how long that my repel unfortunately was at the end of the hunt.
Go.
Do we still have a smudge left?
Phoenix or Song?
Okay.
No, I used mine.
Song?
And
I'm
I
gonna
used
hop
mine
off.
too.
Thanks for the games.
Bye, Mare.
I have to go, but
Oh, thank you, Mayor. All right. Hey, what's up, Mike? How you doing, dude? That sounded so freaking fast.
Here, do you wanna take that?
Take what? Oh, I was gonna say there was another one. Yeah. Feels they. It sounded very fast. Yeah, like I could pull up the speed again for that. Hold on. Let's try again. Let's see here. Go to the cheat sheet. At least it's the fast goes this time. Yeah. Yeah, but the crazy part is that I don't know if I knew it was that fast the first time it hunted. Like, what doesn't make sense right now is it sounded really fast this time. And we're zero sanity. If anything, if it was the Thay and the speed was going to change, it would change to slower, not faster. Is this a mimic? This is either a mimic or a Raiju. Is it getting near electronics?
I don't think there's any electronics around.
We thought it might be a Raiju.
Is there any electronics down here?
Oh,
just threw away the motion sensor. If I die, well, yeah, it'll be normal speed right now.
There was an EMF up here too.
Was I too close to here when I died last time? I think I was too. I think I stopped here. Watch this. If it comes back downstairs, wait for it. Because now it's normal. And we know it's not a Hantu. That's not a Raiju. No, sir. Is this like a mimic that's going back and forth between a Hantu and a Raiju?
I mean, it could.
I'm gonna get a camera and hopefully live.
That seemed like a Raiju.
It did not speed up near my electronics. That didn't seem like a Raiju.
Oh, I didn't know you had electronics.
Yeah, I turned on a
I have a
paramite
camera.
downstairs and it never sped up. Oh, you have one?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's right here on the ground.
Okay. All right. Well, it's gonna hunt again. So careful,
I gotta
SpongeBob.
place it, though.
Oh, it's hunting. Stinky, stinky. Mimic can't change that fast. Needs a minimum of 30 seconds. Yeah, but there's 25 seconds in between hunts. So if it just waits for 30 seconds, that's all it needs to change ghosts. So it absolutely is enough. Mm-hmm. Man. Listen to that. All right. Well, Godspeed, I guess.
Alright, what's your take on that?
Effed up ghost.
Oh, we gotta... Did you put the paramite down here?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Unless it didn't detect the electronic of it. I don't know. Because I
Oh,
don't
it
see
was
orbs.
faster. That was much faster.
Okay. Wait. So are we saying that the paramike was not triggering the Raiju? Because now I absolutely would say Raiju. Oh, I thought I was going to make it. That speedy, naked bastard decided, nope, you're not living on any of these rounds. I was going to test the paramike. Am I reaching through the floor right now? Trying to grab his little footsies. He faked us out twice because look, this is on, but it is not triggering the Raiju for an electronic. Look, normal speed. This is an electronic that is on.
On.
Flash,
Dude.
Pretty sure Flash is dead.
I thought we spotted. Oh, listen. That spot's usually
Yeah,
fine,
that's
okay?
from the
It's usually not that
get-go. What the
bad.
hell is it doing around
Anonymous, thank you so much for the $10 dono to St. Jude. I don't know where they are. I don't know if they're in... You expect the game to work? God dang it.
I don't know. I thought it was a Raiju from the jump.
I'm here.
So I'm good.
All right,
I'm here.
See you throwing stuff. Is it if it's a Raiju, throw stuff on the floor. Yep, that's what.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, let's head out.
Blame it on the APOC settings. It doesn't make sense because the video camera was triggering it, but the paramic was not. So if it's a Raiju...
Welcome back.
I give up.
Prepared some jobs for you.
But why?
So,
How? What?
so
Well,
the
since that
reason I was able to officially test for the Raiju downstairs is because I set the video camera down, placed it. The paramic was not triggering the Raiju.
Is he talking to us?
Oh, now they can't hear me. Hello?
He's not.
God damn it.
You had the posture like you were talking to me, so I was like, no, I got nothing.
Now it's bugged. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
So the
Yes.
paramic
Okay.
was
Yeah.
triggering-
Hello? Yeah,
Hello?
so the paramic was on the ground. So when it came by me the first time, I thought, well, this is really confusing. It must be a mimic because it's not going faster. But when I placed the video camera down after I checked for orbs, it did go faster. Like a Raiju. I was like, what the so the
Yeah.
paramic was not doing it.
And there was a photo camera upstairs by that door, which is why it was fast upstairs too, a little bit. For the first time, for the first couple times.
Right, and they had it on them under the stairs, and it wasn't reacting to them either. So
Yeah.
something was wrong.
Dude, you got me. I don't
Okay.
know.
I mean, there were a
Fun.
couple
We got
times
it.
where it came like within 10 meters,
Right.
and it didn't do shit. With me actively listening.
All I can do is wish you luck on this challenge for anybody that's going to do this. Best of luck to you.
Remember, there are no bugs, only features.
If it's not an obvious
thank
ghost,
you
maybe
for
just
the-
dip.
Yeah, just dip and try again.
Yeah, just do it all over again.
I enjoyed it.
Well, thank
you
you
do
so
your
much for
weekly?
sticking. Thank you so much for sticking through, friends. I appreciate it.
Did you
Yeah,
did you
of
do your
course.
weekly? Yep, took me 78 tries. 3 deals down in the books.
Slow. Hi, slow. Ah. All right. Well, it's 11 o'clock.
Thanks
That's
for the
great.
game.
Thank you.
So about the other side.
Bye.
I know at this point it's like, God, what? Play it for 30 minutes?
Up to you. I'm down.
I mean,
Early
SpongeBob SquarePants Cosmic Shakes on sale. Thank you, Phoenix.
No problem. Bye.
One eternity
Bye.
later. Listen, I would be
Bye.
down
Just
to
let
go.
me-
I would be down to go dabble. I said I wanted
Alright.
to play it today, so I'm still down.
Well, I'm down.
Send me a DM. Thank you, Zero.
Let me know.
Relentless. Good night. All right. Well, I'll do the switcherooski. I'm going to use the restroom, and then I'll be ready to go.
That's fine. I'll just do a multiplayer and I'll pop in.
Okay. Like Azar.
Unless you want me to host it, I don't really care either way.
No, I can host. That's fine. And then hopefully can join through the friends list. If not, I'll
yeah, I could just
invite.
join through Steam like normal.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Awesome possum. See you in a second. Bye. All right.
Welcome back.
The Raiju has a bugged heartbeat at the moment. Yeah, I didn't know if that was the Raiju or if other ghosts did that as well. I've definitely had it where the heartbeat is like super stupid bass boosted. Yeah, I've had that too. But a Raiju not speeding up near electronics is mint. Just mint. Let's see. Health threshold's only 65%, so if the ghost is near an active flashlight and a player's inventory are near an active... Wait. The hunt threshold's only at 65 if the ghost is near an active flashlight and a player's inventory are near active headgear. Host cannot make the ghost speed up with most electronics held in hand. See, that was not in my hand. A video camera in night mode doesn't speed up. What? Oh my God. Wolves, I appreciate it. Thank you. My God. Exhausted from jumping on the trampoline with the kids. But hey, jumping on the trampoline with the kiddos is fun. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. It works as intended. It's working great. All right. This is what I'm going to do. We're going to leave out of Phas. We're going to do the old switcherooski. Well, that video is going to be fun. If I include all of that, it's like 2 hours. Which, I mean, I guess, like we said, through the failures and the blunders, stuff happens. But yeah, showing that's going to be real fun. Ay, caramba. I have 30 minutes until ads need to play, so I don't need to run those. Take a little breather. Yep, go get the poop scared out of me in another game. That's my breather. My breather is going over there. All right. The other guy. Where are we at? I said the other guys. The other side. Hey, what's up, Lag? When do you think you might play Schedule 1 again? I don't know. That's a great question, dude. There's so many games to play right now. So many. Schedule 1 I played, and it was fun, but lately I just haven't had time to play extra games. That's my issue. Playing it right now. I'm addicted, Tater. You should have stopped at the first one. First one was free. Even the ones you fail is a learning opportunity. Yeah, that is true. That is true. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and use the potty right now. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do it now just to get it over with. And then we'll play the other side. Apparently there's an update that I didn't know about. So I'm going to go ahead and update it as we speak. So I will BRB. I'm going to put you on the St. Jude screen. And I will BRB. I'm going to go to the potty. BRB. Okay, we're well rested, I suppose. You saw dots? Roger that. Hey, Basil, how you doing? So our next milestone, as you can see in the bottom left, is the Hello Kitty Island Adventure stream that I promised. So when we reach 20,000 rays for St. Jude, I promised, and we will do it. All right, let me open. Well, crap, it's still patching. Okay, we're fine. We'll just wait here. Lucky, thank you for the dono. Appreciate you. Hi. Ay, 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 ay. Ba-ba-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Were you playing the other side by yourself? No, I'm going to be joined by Mr. Song. He was just playing Phas with us. He'll be jumping in too. Yeah. So right now I'm just currently waiting for the patch. When are we going to play Demonologist again? I don't know. That's a great question. Will Izzy be joining us for that stream? I don't know. She's not into Hello Kitty. That's not her thing. Nah, that's not really her jam. Havoc, thank you for the follow, by the way. Appreciate you. Sheila, hello, hello. How would you compare Phas with the other side of Demonologist? I think it's hard to compare them because I think there's a ton of different games in the genre, and to compare one to the other, it's people are going to have a preference of what they like more than whether they like Phas more, whether they like that more, or this more, or that more. It's just whatever your preference is. Have I played the other side? I have. Yes, I've even posted a couple videos about it. What about Blueprints? I would love to play Blueprints again. And, you know, I owe you guys a 12-hour stream, and that might be a great opportunity to dive back into that. Yeah. Games scare the crap out of you, especially when the face came flying. Oh, and the Demonologist stuff. Oh, yeah. It has some good jump scares. It's just the issue is it got, stale because everything was just very scripted, right? That's the problem. Walk up. Thank you for the 9 months. I appreciate you. Wish Phas had some others. The Spirit Box responses. Yeah, the Spirit Box responses in this game are pretty effing creepy. How many rounds have you played? Oh, like 3 or 4, I think. Yeah, it's a good game. Is Blueprints the sequel to Blue's Clues? Sure. I'm literally waiting for this game to finish patching. I did move it over, didn't I? I thought I did. Oh God, maybe. I don't know if I did or not. It's creepy when the ghost says, look at me. And the creepier part is if you're the one that it's saying that to and you turn, yours just finished. Okay. And you turn and the ghost is staring at you. On day 60 and still don't know what's going on. Oh my God. Day 60. Damn. What if it'll let me do that now? Okay. This might take an extra minute or two, but it's going to be worth it if I do it now. Remember when it said, oh, yeah. Some of the Spirit Box responses are actually kind of funny too. Head to bed, night poison. Have a good one. Like Phas because my husband and I play on PS5 together, but I really like the cleanse mode or whatever is on the other side. Yeah, the cleanse mode was cool. I liked it a lot. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought the cleanse mode was neat. What I like is that you have different modes to choose from where it's not the same stuff. So I think that's the part that I really enjoy. That's the part I like a lot. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-ba. Okay. Do you ever play with viewers? Yep, I'll be doing it on Friday. Son saw one of the shorts the other day and now says oopsie poopsie. Did I say oops? When did I say oopsie poopsie? There's a suggestion to combine the identity and cleanse mode. Oh, really? Okay. I don't see how Kill didn't hear it. Well, if he was talking and it was really quiet, I could understand. I could totally understand. What I'm doing right now, and I'm so sorry this is taking like an extra minute or two. When I first installed the other side, I installed it on my D drive and I shouldn't have. I should have installed it on my main drive, and that's what I'm doing now is I'm switching it over. Can I request a few games of Marvels for the 12-hour? I will more than likely play some anyway, friend. How will you be picking? Well, I'm not going to like hand pick viewers from the stream. There's a queue that you guys will be able to join. Like has another mode. They're currently on survive the night mode. Ah, gotcha. Roger that. All right, well, whenever this decides to be done, we'll be able to actually play. Having them separate's great for new players, but feels odd later once you know what's going on. Yeah, I think that is a really good point because you feel like you're naturally wanting to look for evidence, but you're not. You are looking for evidence, but not to determine what the ghost is because you have this, this, and this. You're trying to determine based on what level of something you got is. Yeah. Too busy talking or not more important. Wow, Mr. Kill. Wow, sir. Just wow. Clifton, thank you for the dono to St. Jude. Thank you, friend. Oh, is it done? No. It says play, but it says moving. I'm so confused. Maybe it's confused. What if I hit cancel? Hey, Soccer, how are you? Welcome in. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's what it was. It was bugged. Never mind. I fixed it. I suggested a Roblox Phas game that's better than Blair. Would you play it on the 12-hour? No. No. I don't have interest of diving back into Roblox Phas wannabe games. As fun as they can be, I played it once. I had my fill. I'm good. Play games like Call of Duty? I do sometimes. Not very often, though. When I first started watching the stream, didn't realize I was... It's so weird. Oh, no, it's funny. Oh, my word. The Who's Most Cursed videos. Pure Gold. Someone suggested actually redoing that again. And I want to redo it. I just want to do it with like different terms for each cursed possession. I think that'd be fun. Still waiting for the zombie stream with Coach. Oh, we'll make it happen. We're going to make it happen. You ever tried Silent Hill? No, I have not tried Silent Hill 2. I don't remember even playing the first one. Like, I think I dabbled in it a little bit way back in the day, but I barely remember it. Song banned you? What a prick. I'm currently waiting for my game to it's taking longer than I expected. But it would just be for the betterment. If it's taking too long, I might say F it. Because we do want to get into the game. Phoenix, thank you for the donation. Thank you so much. Can you transfer faster? What's a good beginner PC? Building a PC. Saving up to get different parts and then building one. Definitely a good one to start. Only 106. No. I'm trying to transfer the full game over to my main drive so that it will run better. And I didn't do that last time. And I thought, oh, that shouldn't take too long as I'm watching the little blue bar slowly move. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. When the cabinets flew open, oh yeah, it startled the crap out of me. What's funny is that Coach, she gets caught up by that all the time, and it's so funny. Ba, 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 ba. All right, let's go over here. Go over here. What is my favorite ghost? A mimic. Mimics are the best. Poor Coach. No, poor Coach. She, I think, will be back on Wednesday. If I heard her correctly. I think she'll be back on Wednesday. All right, let's close that chat because that one's really, really slow. We'll open this one back up. There we go. That's faster. Least favorite? Goryo. It used to be the Ure, but I feel like the Ure's kind of, they like redeem themselves a little bit. Joseph, a lot of people get really caught up in the game, friend. Fair enough to them. Hey, Denny. You hate the shade. We're currently sitting here staring at the screen because I'm waiting. It's chugging along. It's trying to get there. My least favorite is a Revy? Why? The strange crackling kind of sound with the radiation device sounds like the start of the 1979 Oh, the start of 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins. That's funny. My Yuri have been insane. Yeah, I've had a couple Yuri. I hate you. I've had a couple Yuris that have used their abilities like crazy. Goryu is very fair, very hard to figure out. Well, it's just annoying. It's just annoying. Yeah. Thank you, Juju. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Mira. Yeah, she did. She did. It's almost done, I swear. And then when it's on my main drive, it will run faster. It will be better viewing experience. Just take in all of the St. Jude scene that it has to offer. Okay? Nothing's happened. I mean, that could be for the early part of stream. The early part of stream was batshit crazy. That was wild. We are now officially over $18,000 raised for St. Jude. When we get to, I owe you guys another nasty soda. Thanks. Appreciate it. And then when we get to 20, I promise that we're going to add a Hello Kitty Island Adventure stream to this month. Yeah. Any plans to sacrifice? Matthew, how dare you? How could you? Judas. Thank you, Araby. What a beautiful beach. The van of the groupies around it make me think of the Scooby-Doo gang. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah. Thought it was the mystery machine. They literally just said it too. Yeah. Maybe that's the vibe they were going for when they were creating that graphic. I mean, I'm cool with it. That's fine with me. I think it's going to open now. All right. Stuff and things. Now we just have to pray that it opens. All right. Blah. All right. Let me switch stuff and things. Let me switch titles. Do they actually have the correct art? It should be this one. Yeah, 2025. There we go. More the other side. There we go. Now we're getting it. Araby, thank you for the dodo. Thank you so much, Araby. Appreciate you, friend. Okay. Well, I don't know what there's been a couple like smaller updates, so I don't know exactly what they've changed. I don't know if there's anything in here or anything like that. Our microphone is set correctly the way it was before, which is lovely. They by chance happen to add a brightness. Damn. Still can't control the brightness, which is sad, but that's okay. One of these days, Alice. One of these days. All right, let's go to the HQ. Nothing too crazy. Okay. Never look behind you. Okay. Ah, it's already smoother. You see this? This is what happens when you play it on your main drive. Not the backup shit. Husband calls you a truck princess. There's nothing wrong with being a truck princess. You be a truck princess all you want to be. Why the hell is my laptop on the floor? Why is my couch? What happened to my room? Wasn't there a table here? It disappeared? Where did it go? How do you move stuff again? It used to be a table. I moved the laptop next to the radio. Oh, okay. I don't remember how to move things. Okay. Where's your teammate? I might have to invite him. It might not let him. Can I invite you through the laptop song? Oh, you probably can't join because I haven't created like a multiplayer lobby song. Session visibility, private, new player friendly. No, we don't want newbies here after that. Scooby, thank you for the dono to St. Jude. Thank you so much. That's what you just said. Yeah. All right, there you go, song. Try to join now, friend. I want my table back. I want my table back. Bang. All right, where's Songifer? Oh, yeah, that's right. Somebody said something about that. I can't check it now. Yeah, I was watching somebody and I saw them go into selfie mode. I didn't even know you could do that. Buy new one from the shop. A table? Hold on. Inventory? Oh, hey, I still got my I got my stick. I still got my stick. Modifications. Miscellaneous. Special. Where is the stuff for like the lobby? Shop equipment. Account. The shop's on tab? What? I'm confused. Oh, that's neat. I do like this. I like that you can move these around like this and open and shut them. That's cool. Shop equipment. TOS training. The tablet? Also, can you actually search for things? What's this do? Let me do stuff. The shop is in the tab menu. Okay, there it is. Okay. Mobile base, home base, and team info. There's the home base. 350 bucks. It's still like dark. Mr. Chinggis. Hello, friend. How are you? $7,500. $15,000. Can you just send me the code? I certainly could, Mr. Song. Oh. Oh God. It's fine. Hold on, Mr. Song. I got you. I got you. Hassan, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Good night, Matt. All right. It is said, sir. Can we be blessed with some headliners? I wouldn't mind revisiting headliners. That's a fun one. It is a really, really fun game. All right. So furniture wise, like some of these, it's so hard to see. Like, is this uber dark for you? Like, look, I could put a filter on it. Like, but again, that doesn't help me. That just helps you. It's so dark. Got some shelves. There's an arcade machine. Oh my God. All my dreams can come true. Oh, are these content creators? Yeah, there's Foglia. There she is. Ash, hello. What's up, Skinny? Yeah, who do we have here? Chillin', Big Papa, Game Hauntings, we know. Vile, Chaotic, Twisted. Yeah. Yeah, posters are $250. Yeah. All right. Song, I sent you the code. Flash, I can't see. Tater, I can't help you. Can I carry this lamp? Oh, I guess I could look at my car. Right? How do I exit out of this? Return to the main menu. Mobile. The lamp looks like it's from Tango. Yeah. Oh my, for 15 grand you can get that truck. Pickup truck is 7,500, and we got this guy. It even tells you how many watts. Tater can't see, I can't hear. The whole team just fallen.
But this, can I actually? Oh, I can. Okay, I'll just do this every time. That's fine. And I'll just pretend like I own it.
Is Song still having problems? What is happening? I need loaner gear. Oh yeah, my laptop's over here now. I'll round it out. Oh, there we go. You can visit another setup area, I think, where you can customize the truck. Well, that, I mean, I was able to do it through here. Yeah. Modifications. That'll be cool. Restarting the game. Okay. Equipment store. We need the loaner stuff. I mean, I guess I could buy things. I'm just not going to do that for the first one. Apparently it's repatching. Oh my god. Well, you guys are eventually going to see something play. I swear. All right. This guy, we don't need you because we're not going to do that just yet. And we'll just wait for Mr. Song. Wah, 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 wah. Like, look at this. This up here, pitch black. That's the big issue. Is it's just hard to see anything. Worst nightmare. Oh, not being able to see. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the dark either. I like to be able to see where I'm going. Hey, what's up, Hex? What game is this? This game is The Other Side. We are currently waiting on... Oh, is there like a creepy tree outside? What the... What the hell? Waiting on Mr. Song. There's no brightness setting in the options? Not unless they add one and didn't tell me. Nope. Negative. Gonna have to get off. Good night, everyone. Good night, Copper. Have a good night, friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just what could possibly be in it? For me, it's like the dock thing where like things that just fly at your face. Like, no thanks. No gamma, not that I can see. Not being able to hear is pretty effing nightmarish too. It's driving me mad. Used to buy loaner packs in bulk, and then I found out they're technically not free. If you successfully complete a mission, it costs you money. Yep. Pots, thank you for the 2 months. Yep, they cost you monies. Patching's done. All right. If it has to repatch, I swear to God. No. Now it's on. Off, on, off, on. It makes me want to use the NVIDIA filter. Because it's very, very dark. It says go to modification garage. Yeah, but it says... You're talking about here? Because it says not available. Oh, you mean here? Oh, God. Oh, I think I made a mistake. I think Kill went to this place and then was like, it just sent me to another world. Oh, God. Oh, God. There's like nothing here. Nope. Nope. You're in the garage. You just can't do shit. Unless this is your way of being able to see your car better when you modify it. Go to headquarters. Okay. And back to the night. Banish to the shadow realm. It's for when you modify it. Yeah. All right. Guys, there's ads coming. I'm just going to go ahead and run them now. I'm going to go ahead and run the ads now. 3 minutes. We're probably not going to be started just yet. You're fine. That was freaky. You're welcome. Lag, thank you for the prime. If you're in a cinder block, you're in a cinder block basement. I know. Oh, here's Mr. Clean for a minute.
Yay!
Oh my goodness gracious.
Hey!
Game
oh
stuff.
My goodness.
We did a ting.
Things.
Why does the car look like a gremlin? It's a nude song. No, he wasn't
Looks
nude.
almost like mine.
What happened?
Am I nude? I shouldn't be nude.
I don't know. He thought you were nude.
I should have on a hoodie and boots.
I don't know.
You're
All right.
barefoot.
Well, now that we're here,
Why
we
are you
can.
barefoot?
Because it's my life and I live it the way I want to.
Is that just how you like to roll?
That is how I roll. So I've really only played Ravenwood. Do we want to do Cedar Street?
You know you're not talking in game, right?
So, unfortunately, there's some weird thing for me that when I'm talking while I'm looking at the thing, it's not actually letting my audio come through. Fun.
I was gonna say,
Do you want to go to Cedar
I'm glad I
Street?
have your stream still open. Yeah, Cedar Street is fine, or Ravenwood, either way.
All right, we'll do Identify at Cedar Street with Novice, and we'll see how we do.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, do you need Equip Monk? You gotta put your loader stuff in there. Lay, thank you for the Prime.
Do you want to use loaner, or do you want to use mine? Because I have a bunch of equipment.
It's up to you. Yeah, I mean, if you have stuff and you want to add it, I would not be upset.
Yeah. Well,
Lay, thank you so much. I like that I can see that he's using it right now because of the light that's on. That's kind of cool. We'll just go jam out while he's doing his thing. Never stop for a full stream. Well, usually more is getting done. Let's see. Can I see what he's added? What's he got?
do you want to head
Kill, it's your EMF.
or
Do I want to what? Do I want to what? Were you just talking right there?
yeah? I know.
Yeah.
That's why I exited out of.
Yeah, if you were talking,
Do you want
yeah.
Yeah. Do you want a headlight or no? Are you good?
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter.
I can get you a headlight.
Okay. Don't forget this map doesn't have the safety closet. No, but I'm assuming that it does have hiding. That says kills EMF. It says kill. Where is it? That says kill EMF. Right there. Kill EMF. It's yours. We stole it from you. Oh no. I'm not going to last that long tonight. Oh my. Well, I mean, it's 11:48 to be fair. Kill's like, well, for me, it's like, 7 in the morning. Right behind the St. Jude banner. Wait, oh, can you not see it? Oh, it literally is too. It's right there. It's right there. All right, Gramps, listen. It's a long day.
All right. I think we have pretty much everything.
Okay.
That I can fit.
Safety. These setups take a hot minute. Ooh.
Yeah, that's another suggestion that's been made is
Loadouts?
like
Yeah.
loadout slots. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Cedar Street. All right, we're good.
Beep, beep.
Oh. I also want to be able to hit the horn when I'm driving the car. You can only hit the horn when you're in the garage. At least it works. That's true.
I do like that we actually drive to the place. It's nice.
I like that too. I don't like that I can't honk the horn while I'm driving the car.
I know that's a little bit.
Damn, dude, this place is haunted and they're renting it out?
Yeah. Well, you know.
Did you see that? There was a for rent sign out front. Not for sale. We're not getting rid of it. Oh, no. We're not getting rid of it. No, it's for rent.
Have you played this one yet?
No,
Okay.
I have not. This will be new to me. All right. You got me a headlamp. Thanks. What are you taking, boss? No, you probably can't hear me, can you? All right. I'll do thermal. I'll do... Why do the EAL in here? Is that actually useful during these? Landlord. UV stick. Kills EMF. I like it. Landlords. All right.
Okay.
Hey.
I'm gonna set the sound recorder in the garage to start with.
Okay.
Until we know where the room is.
All right. Well, I'm going in basically trying to remember what I did last time. Well, shit, it's condemned. All right, let's go home.
I was gonna say,
Nope, it's condemned.
You haven't played this
We
map,
can leave.
so
So you have 2 points of entry? Can you actually go in this door?
yeah. Yes, you can.
Oh.
Yeah. This is a very small map, and I mean really small.
Okay. What the hell? What kind of monster did this?
Yeah.
It was Zach King. Look at the crown. It was Doc. Doc did it? Oh, why is he so sad about it? All right, what do we got? I should probably turn my volume down so I don't poop my pants.
Ah, but that's the fun.
I like the graffiti. It's kind of cool. Oh, dude, that's got Rocky Horror vibes all over it.
Geiger already down here?
Mrs. Blob.
600.
Oh God, Mrs. Blob.
900.
I need your protection. I need your protection.
By the way, here's your fuse box.
Was that the ghost that did that or you?
No, me.
Crikey. Mrs. Blob, how are you? It's so good to see you, dude. Protect. This is my second time.
Yeah.
This is my
Last
second
I
time
had
ever
it
playing
down
this
on
game.
map. They're down here too.
There's lots of things happening at once. I don't feel safe. Oh crap.
Yeah.
It's not even. It's
So
not even.
I think this is hiding.
What is that? Me?
Yeah. EMF. Sounded like a 4,
EMF 3.
maybe a 5.
EMF 3.
3. Okay.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. It makes that noise. Is that a hunt?
Oh, here we go. 1300. No, not yet. 1500.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
1500 radiation.
Don't have the chance to raid often. It's good to see you. Okay. Did it just psst me?
Probably.
Jesus Christ. Can that thing be any louder?
What, the Geiger?
Yeah.
Or the...
No, the Geiger. I don't see any goo.
I'm gonna set the book down.
The radiation sound? Yeah. Should I drop this here too?
Yeah, you can. It seems like we're gonna be down here.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn on the lights and get the spirit box.
Roger that. Well, that microwave is just like mine at home.
Yeah, these lights suck.
Mrs. Blob, thank you again. Thank you so much. Kevin, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Yeah, this is literally my second time playing. I've done both modes, but I've only done them both like once, maybe twice. Maybe. Still makes Hot Pockets. I mean, that's probably why it looks the way that it does. I like that I love that these houses look lived in. Like if you look at this, I'm sorry, breaker, what was that?
We got writing.
That's a big 10-4. I don't even know if we need this. I'm assuming we do. I think all the other stuff is down there. There's a shield. Protection candle is a must-have. Serious ghost hunters. Safety. peace.
Spirit, can you speak?
Wait, did I grab a lighter?
Oh, we have freezing. It's -3.
Are you at the basement?
Yes, I am.
Why do I hear you? Okay. I was like, why do I hear you like you're right here?
Yeah, we have our ghost right here. We have our ghost.
Oh, shit. What did you say we have?
We have our ghost. So we have writing, freezing, and radiation.
I don't remember how to press the home button.
You can click it with your mouse when you're in front.
Well, no, like when you pull your phone out, how do you bring it to your face?
I changed all my keybinds, so you're asking the wrong person.
I just dropped my headgear. See what you just made me do?
Not that.
Don't look at my toes.
Here, how about we come out of the house so we don't get hunted?
I'm snapping photos.
That's taking a picture.
It's middle click. That's what it was. It was middle click. Thank you.
Talk about
middle click.
Talk about taking a picture of those toes.
I took a nice realty shot. Did you manage to finish all the trophy upgrades for the Phas? I didn't.
It was below 0, so we had freezing, and we had radiation detection.
Okay. So we need...
So it should be a Pulte.
So you said we had writing, freezing, radiation, poultry?
Yep. Yeah, poultry.
Reveals mischief. Okay. All right. I did not. No, I got the first upgrade. I did not do the next one. I just didn't feel like grinding that anymore. What are the optional objectives?
Escape a hunt, flawless ghost photo, and sanctified cross.
All right. I've got the cross in my possession.
Okay, you know how that works, right?
Nope. Here, just kind of play it by ear. Heard the alarm, was trying to figure out why my alarm was going off. Sorry. I'm so sorry. There's always next year? Yeah, this is truth. This is many truths. I'm just waiting for someone to tell me what to do.
How's your heart rate? Do you need,
I think I was at 90. 92.
Yeah, I'm at 89. We're pretty good.
Okay.
All right, and then you know how to use the obsidian shield because I saw you had that in the lighter on you.
Oh, no. Just because I have it in my possession doesn't mean I have any idea what it does.
Hi. So you put that down and you light it, and that's basically our crucifix in this.
Okay.
Like fast. So it provides.
What's the timer on it to protect us?
Like 5 minutes. Tops.
Okay.
It's really.
People are probably do self-care. Mrs. Blob, thank you so much. Thank you again.
So, but you have to set it down, and then you can't move it once it's been set down.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So, yeah.
Played it for the last 3 hours. Now you're watching it. Hey, Dramsy.
So let's go downstairs and we'll do that.
He's played more than me as of right now.
I'm gonna turn on the breaker. I would say we probably want to put the cross down back, or the shield down back here, somewhere like in this area.
Place like, wait, what?
The
I have to
shield,
place it on the wall?
Candle thing.
The crucifix.
The crucifix goes on the wall. Yes.
Anywhere?
Yeah, I would put it close to where the ghost is.
You want the shield? Where do you want the shield? Over here by the writing book?
Shield can go over as long as we're standing in it. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
So.
Maybe over here.
Like you'll see the range.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and light it now or wait?
Wait a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and kick some lights back on so we can hear. Oh, well that was nice of you. We might want to light that.
How do I light it? Never mind. It's lit.
Yeah.
It's lit, fam.
Did you hear that growl in the ear?
I didn't hear a growl. I definitely heard a beady baba of a heartbeat.
Oh, I heard a growl in the ear, so that was nice.
Earlier, it tried to catcall me. It went.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all.
I got my phone ready for a picture. If it decides.
That's
to
hot.
hunt.
Well, I feel left out. How do you do selfie mode? Is there a hotkey or do you have to press the button?
That one I don't remember.
Yeah, just hanging out with my boy Song.
The switch camera thing at the top.
Yeah. I want to get a selfie with the ghost. Hi, Morgan. Come on.
Well, you can turn on the grid. Hey, I don't want to get up yet, Mom.
Just show up. Just show up right there. Do you know how great of a photo it would be? Come on. Come on, what are you waiting for? Imagine it pops up over my shoulder.
Spirit, can you speak?
Spirit, show up.
Hey.
Hey,
Oh, there we
idiot.
go.
Come here.
Now it's doing stuff.
Hello? Manifest.
Do the things.
Do the ting. Do you respond to the ting? It's like a vlog. Hey, everybody, it's your boy.
It's your boy FlashForce.
It's your boy. It's my new intro.
Sounds good.
It's doing stuff. Is that candle doesn't last forever, does it?
No.
All right.
It's more than halfway gone.
Am I gonna selfie myself into death?
I mean, that would be fun.
Dramsey, welcome in.
Oh, close the door. That's
No.
Hey.
All right.
Oh no. I don't want you to move the chair. I didn't ask for that. Come on. Oh, thank you.
I took a picture of the crucifix.
Somebody gooed on this chair, Flash.
Oh, sorry about that. I had an accident.
Oh yeah, it did do the thing.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm just waiting to die.
I mean, you're in the shield, which is almost over.
I was about to say, I feel like that shield's not going to last forever. This thing is not doing the thing.
No, it's not doing much at all. Come on, buddy.
Morgan, VIP redeem. Let's go.
What are you doing?
Show up for a selfie, you nerd. Did it just fall down?
The shield is
All right. All right. I'm going to let you be the sacrifice. All right. I'm going to stand here for a selfie.
I'm okay with this.
No, I'm not okay with this. Damn it. Oh, round 2 fight? Can we light it?
Well, not yet. But good to know that trying to light it as you're being hunted is not the best way, because, yeah. I died like that the other day.
Okay. Shield, hello.
Got revived. But
Should I light it? I'm learning.
I think it blew up the lights over here. Sure.
I lit it. What if that was the ghost? Just creeping on down the stairs.
Nothing.
Still at the ready.
This is such a crap ghost.
You taking notes, Flash? I mean,
Holy cow.
we're just standing here.
Stay tuned for this exciting gameplay.
Come on. Sacrifice song. That's kind of the plan.
Front door still open.
But just walk around.
Yeah. It hasn't done anything. The front door is still wide open. Oh, maybe. There we go.
Do anything?
I'm hoping. Usually when the lights start to flash like that, it's doing a hunt.
It's not doing anything.
This thing is horrible. 1 star. Worst ghost ever.
The arcade machine?
EMF 2.
Okay. I think it is compared to Phas. I think it's really hard to judge it right now because of how early it is. We found out where the ghost room was. We got all the evidence we needed. And, like, apparently these can protect you. Oh, that was rude.
Oh, did you see what the book says?
No, I didn't.
You should see.
Well, what do you mean I should see? Leave my protection zone? You lost your mind?
Yeah. Look. It says leave now. Leave. You can leave.
You can leave.
It's telling us.
Cleanse mode is really neat. Yeah,
Give us a sign.
I would agree.
I don't want to wake up. Leave me alone.
Like, yeah, it gave you the evidence, it flipped the crucifix, and then it's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm about to just go upstairs and take
this,
one. This is awful.
This extension cord running through the floor here is really unsafe.
Well, are you gonna tape it down or what?
Wow. And then it flips the breaker.
Maybe it can't hunt with you in the room. Maybe, like, is that one of like the things with the ghosty? Does it actually not hunt with you in the room?
Alright. So, about this, how about we just take off
Okay.
and say forget the optional objectives. Because this thing is being stinky.
$20. It's upstairs.
$20 at hunts as we get to the door.
It's like, nope. Wow.
Alright, so yeah.
That was entertaining.
And now it's raining. We've been in there so long it rained. It's starting to rain.
All right, get me out. I feel like this was probably not a good example. This game's similar to Phas. A lot of the ghost hunting games have a lot of the same equipment because that's what people in like IRL hunting do. So it's not like Phasmophobia created all the equipment. They created some, but not all. Wow.
Well, that was
Wasn't that
fun.
just spicy?
Yeah. Timing contract 17 minutes. And it did absolutely nothing.
So there's novice, intermediate, expert, and master. Subtle disturbances. Ghosts exhibit a moderate increase in aggression, requiring investigations to navigate the special turbulence. Maybe we go to intermediate? Do we maybe up it to intermediate and see what it does?
I mean, we could. Or you want to do Ravenswood?
I mean, we could go back to Ravenswood. Do you want to leave that on novice or no? Go master, have fun. Insta death. Just instantly. Because when she puts some damn. No, I'm not putting shoes on.
And see Victoria.
What do you want?
I said where we could do the plantation and see Victoria.
What if we did Ravenwood Master?
I don't know if you've done the plantation yet.
I have not. I feel like I also didn't get a good representation of that map. F them shoes. That's right.
No, yeah.
I'm not ready for this.
We want to do that map again? Run it
Sure,
back?
sure. Which difficulty do you want? You tell me what you want it on. I'll put it there.
Either way. We could do, we could bump it up to intermediate.
Okay.
Maybe it'll do something useful.
All right. Intermediate it is. Oh, you have to get more candles because we used them, right? Dad, be cool. Have a good one.
Yeah, everything else should have stayed. Actually, I'm
Chicken.
gonna get it
How dare you? Listen. I want to at least have
I think the cross.
a smidgen chance of surviving, if possible. Called me a chicken. What a jerk. Hey, Funky, how are you? Welcome in. Are you Yellow McFly? Nobody calls me Yellow. No mustard soda? No, that's already gone. Are there any cursed objects or anything like that?
We're still doing,
I just, this is my second time ever playing this game. What?
We're still doing identify, not cleanse, right?
Correct.
Okay, then I don't need to drink.
What soda? Mustard. Yeah. It wasn't a very good time in my life. Mustard, ranch. It's all part of my St. Jude campaign. Part of that amazing stuff. It's all natural. Well, the mustard was.
I think we have everything. Should be good.
Why is that a thing? Because there's a really gross individual. Come on! Apparently pickle soda's a thing. Yeah, that's actually one of the ones from Lester Fixins. You can have pickle. Yep. Hope the next time you at least get pumpkin. I don't know what I want next time. All right. I don't know what to expect again because I feel like we found out where it was.
Sorry, I was late coming out. I had a pee.
Got everything in the basement, and then it was it. That was it. Oh, that's okay. You can pee on the floor like Hill did if you want.
In this house, no one would know the difference.
Lester needs to be fixing those damn sodas.
Alrighty then.
All right. We have a headlamp. Thermer. I'll do UV. And an EMF? Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. If I want extra light, I could go like this. Yes. We look for all the goo.
Hey, let's go.
All right.
Oh, I didn't get another glow stick. That's what I was missing.
Ah, I knew it. I was like, man, he didn't get another glow stick.
I don't appreciate this kind of sass.
Listen. Sassafras. Just on the search for goo.
Yeah, so you didn't really get the chance to see up here.
No, I didn't. Because we went to the basement because we found Ghosty and like that was all she wrote.
So here's a safety closet.
Man, this place.
Here's a safety closet.
Okay. So does it sense electronics?
Yes, you need to shut them off.
Oh man, I'm gonna have a lot of
Not your
shit to
camera.
So the light on my camera is okay?
Not your. Yes. Yeah. So if you have this up, it's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But okay, wait. Question. Is there a, when you have the phone up, is the headlamp a different keybind?
Yes.
Oh god. What would that be? Night Mysterious. What's up, Alpha?
See, that's one, and then that's my headlamp. Two different keybinds.
Well, I have this one when that's like my phone is still on.
Your phone light is not on.
My phone light is not
The
on.
light for your phone. Now your phone light is on. Correct.
Oh, my headlamp is down. Okay, this is controlling my phone, right?
Phone light. Correct.
Not my headlamp.
Correct.
But when my phone's away, then I control my headlamp.
Your headlamp is not turning on and off.
Wait. Hold on. My headlamp is not turning on and off.
It doesn't look like it from me, but
Okay, because my phone is not out.
So, okay, yeah, I see the area lighting up, but your headlamp, like it's the light itself, doesn't.
Turn
look
your
like it's
headlamp on.
at all for me.
Yeah, I see yours on.
Okay, yeah, yours was not.
And it's never
going
detected
on.
you? Okay, whatever.
It was still staying dull.
Whatever.
But I saw the light in the room, so
Okay,
yeah, whatever.
it's fine.
New game. Yeah. This is
Oh,
a
it's one of those
lovely
pool doors.
FBI, open up!
Who is it? Hello?
I literally.
God
Did you
damn
hear
it.
that?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I certainly did.
Okay.
Dude,
Look at this lovely bed.
Jesus.
Looks just like Grandma's house.
That's cool. Look at the light glow coming from the TV.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
They did a
it.
good job with this.
Yeah, they
Lovely
did
safe
okay.
closet, by the way.
I mean, I don't know what's safe and what's not safe at this point. I'm just gonna run. All right.
Oh, I hear the radio.
Over here. It's 8
I'm not getting
degrees.
Okay, so this is probably the ghost room.
Is that cold enough? Okay, yeah, there's 22.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's actually where it's pointing.
Oh, high radiation in here. Oh, hi, Ghosty. Where'd you go?
Went that away.
I think he went downstairs.
No, he didn't. He went that way.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, I missed him.
All right. Yeah, it's getting colder and colder and colder in here.
Yeah. Don't forget, unlike Phaz, the evidence can be gathered from all over the house.
Yeah, it's 16 degrees in here. It's 3 degrees in here.
Yeah. We're gonna record.
You okay, son?
Can you speak? Yeah, what?
Just checking.
Yeah. Spirit, can you speak? Can you say something? Talk into the box. Do the thing and the stuff.
Are you here? It's not going to freezing.
So they have a new thing on the phone called Speak Easy where you can use
Yeah, you can
text
see.
to speak.
Did you just turn this lamp on? Oh, it did.
Yeah.
So we're not getting EMF, right?
It could come later on.
So it's that part I don't get. So sometimes it can do it, sometimes it can't. You have to check every single interaction for every last possible thing over and over and over again.
No. That's why I like the boombox thing, because this will turn green on top if it's recorded something. Like right now it's red, which means.
Well, no, I know, but I'm talking about like EMF. So like if I'm checking 15 different interactions and I don't get an EMF on anything,
it's hunting.
that's fine. I'm just gonna die.
I'm gonna get a ghost pick.
Oh, where you are. That's fine.
Yeah, we're good.
Please make shaking song stop. Nope. Here, he's already done. It also still had bunny ears, by the way. Hey, are you here? Is that a yes? So we don't have anything, correct? I think it's here. I think it's here too. Kind of. I have a feeling song did not make it back. Oh, I'll take a seat. Thank you. It wants me to sit down. I'll sit. Jesus. Writing? Identifier. Writing. What just flew in front of me?
I'm back.
What the fuck? Why was that like 15 years later?
Because I got a death fool card.
Oh, we have EMF 2, by the way.
And so, yeah, I got a death fool, and so it tried to kill me, and then it gave me a fool.
It's a zombie.
He did his actual death animation, and then handed me a fool card. I like that. It was really cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the cross up. Not that we need it, but oh, well then.
There you go. So it's 1.1, 1.0.
Alright. I'm gonna get a obsidian shield.
Okay.
Okay. Apparently that was rude.
He said, I'm going to get an obsidian shield. No, you're not. have gave him CPR. I'll give him CPR. Ba-da-da-ba. He has risen. He still wants that Geiger. That's for sure.
Probably not a bad idea to take some anxiety meds.
Okay. So are we gonna get Geiger eventually? Is that why that's still on?
Hopefully.
See that? Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about. Is that you try EMF on like 1,500 interactions, you're hoping that it gives you one, right?
Yeah.
So
well,
you don't
with
know.
Identify, it's hard because it's not always tied to interactions. Sometimes you'll just get random spots, so that's why you kind of got to walk around.
Right, but what I'm saying
In the beginning.
again, what I'm saying is you could try 50 interactions and not get anything, and then all of a sudden, finally, an hour later, you get the EMF you were looking for.
Yes, but no. Like normally, it's not that. It normally doesn't take that long.
Okay.
So, I mean, we got 1,400 CPM. So technically, we did get radiation because it did go off.
So technically, we got radiation. Okay.
Yeah. And then I don't think did we bring in a book?
It wrote in the book.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we got that.
No audio. It's not
then
freezing. No EMF 20. No UV.
Yeah, no UV. Well, we have to look all over the house for UV because it
Right.
can be anywhere.
Okay.
So
How's my stuff right now?
the
93. All right, I'll go
the
searching.
anxiety meds should have helped.
Yeah.
Because anything over 100 and it'll start to.
Where evidence sometimes takes forever to show. Maybe.
And I lost my headlamp somewhere, so I have to look.
Right here. On the floor.
Oh, there it is. FBI, open up.
Piece of shit. All right. So where would I find UV?
Walls, door, floors, anywhere really.
Okay.
And it
Well,
can
that
look
was
for
the
splooges. It can look like handprints. Alright, I'm gonna light the shield just so we have it.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? What's your anxiety at right now? Your heart rate?
100.
Because I'm at 86, so it's pretty low. Oh, you're at 100?
Yeah.
Okay.
Forces you to wander a bit instead of just staying in the ghost room. Yeah.
was gonna say,
I guess that's what I'm trying to understand is that if it's not all tied to the ghost room, really you could be anywhere.
Alright. Do you want me to walk around with that since I'm... Oh, hi, how are you? Did I get the picture
Did you guys say UV on the cabinet?
of him when I died? Yeah, I did.
Where?
Let's go.
Where?
You should be able to see the
UV.
ghost picture in your gallery too.
There's a handprint on the kitchen
look at
cabinet.
that. Alright, cool.
Oh, it doesn't stay on when you drop it on the floor? Damn.
Alright.
Yeah. Good eye.
So then it's a race.
Good spot. We got goo. We got goo.
Let's see, what else? Escape a hunt. Well, we're in the shield, so...
Okay.
I didn't escape a hunt last time.
Maybe selfie time?
Should I risk it for the brisket? Well, we already got the ghost pick. But...
but
you can try it
it's not a
again.
selfie, though.
Not true. Alright, I'm gonna hit the power.
All right, I'll be waiting. I can't see shit behind me. Oh.
If I die, tell people I love them.
Know what this makes you think of? Do you ever see that TikTok of that guy who, the really creepy guy talking about mushrooms? You know what I'm talking about at all? Oh, I can't even remember exactly what he said. He's this really, really creepy guy that someone made fun of. He's like, want to know how to make mushrooms? Hyper! Thank you for the tier 3 for 19 months, you goober. Do you know what I'm talking about? What does he say?
Alright, the door's open to.
There's a guy
hear
that
it
made a
slam,
video
like,
making
the
fun of
door
him that
upstairs.
was like, want to know how to bury a body? Oh, man. Oh, my God. Don't judge me.
Did if you want, you can look at the gallery and see the ghost picture.
I kind of want to find it. I'll look here in a second. I don't want to miss my opportunity. Huh? Go ahead. Oh, you want to know how to grow your own mushrooms? That was the guy, right? Yeah, that was him.
Started from over
Yeah,
here. Started.
but there's a guy that there's a guy that's.
Oh, no, maybe not.
Oh, by Atlanta?
It just wanted to hit the lights.
Flash, I don't
What do you
think
have
I
against
want to know.
that?
It's really funny.
Right. That was rude. You know how much light bulbs
I'm gonna
cost,
warm
sir?
up my little toesies.
A little cold.
Just warm my big
For
toe.
me, you're going
Uh-oh.
through the
Hey,
door.
that just went out.
Oh. Yeah, that's a thing.
I don't think you can just relight it.
That's out. No, that's out.
I think I snuffed it out with my
We got
toe.
another one, but
Sorry. All right. Do we want to bring this one there? Or no.
there we go.
It's my new mode. This is how I'm going into houses from now on. I got this. Going in.
You want to go in and die for the cause?
I could, yeah.
Since you didn't add anything,
Yeah, I can do that.
you can show chat what it's like.
All right. We're going in. I bet you could do this in real life. Why am I barefoot? Because F them shoes. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm going to miss it. I'm not going to get it. I'm going to miss it. It's because they're very blinky. They like phase back and forth. It's hard to see. Want to know how to bury a body? Oh my God. Look at his eyes. Yeah, did you see his eyes? Look. I'm ready. There's like a TikTok. Come on, manifest. Do the ting. All right, I'm gonna proceed to walk backwards into those rooms. Here I come. I am here. I heard no door. This is like a new challenge. Like only use your phone and walk backwards. This is some hand-eye. There's a lot of noises happening. But still no ghost. No, son of a bitch. I tried. I hit R. I don't think it clicked though. Ow. Good night. Yeah, wait, good. I'm sorry. I just lost my shit. Have a good one, friend. One, two, three, or four. Last time I did 3. Do 3 again? You think? I don't know if I trust it. 3, my lord. 2. Let's go 2. I have drawn tarot cards twice from dying, and we have come back. We are 100% when it comes to drawing those cards and coming back to life. Oh. Guess who's back for that photo he didn't get? Round 2, bitches. Where's my stuff?
It's up to you if you want to get out so you get the money, or if you want to
It's up to me if I what?
If you want to get out so you can get...
Yeah, I got it. Let's go. Did you see the photo? Yes. Yes. Where is it? Can I view it here? No. Maybe I can view it when we go back. Oh, this is cool. I haven't seen this yet. Oh, this is new. Okay, something I really don't like. I don't like that you can mess with doors as a dead player. Oh, look at this creepy shit. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey. I'm going back.
No, don't leave me. I'm just a boy. Don't leave me.
I'll come with.
Okay, I'll come with. I hope that photo's saved. I hope there's not something like, no, it only counts if you're alive.
No, it definitely saved. You can view the photos.
Was that your photo from before?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
The first one with just the ghost.
Oh man, how do can I save it to my computer? I bet you could access the photo files. Dude, I took an album. Oh my God, look at that album cover that I took earlier. It's so good. These are great photos. Oh my God, look at that one too. Was that yours?
Yeah, the one with just the ghost. Yeah.
Well, there was the one of just the ghost, but there's another one. There was another one of the ghost, and you're like, the photo was taken like halfway to the ground. Steam screenshot?
No, I don't think that's the ghost. I think that's one of us.
No, with its arm sticking straight out?
Wait,
oh, I took it. Was that the photo that I took the first time?
Yeah.
So it did count. Dude, I snapped that as it was grabbing me. So it took the photo as it was falling. I got that photo as I was dying. Wow.
Hey, we got $30.
Yeah, I could screen grab the game, but I wonder if there's a way to access the files like right now. There has to be, because they have to be stored, right? That's too great. That is wonderful. That's good sauce. I don't care who we are. No reward my ass.
Check. I might be able to see it.
Okay. Let me try. Hold on. See you, Lax. Have a good one, dude. Because just like Phas, you have to think about when you take those photos, they're stored locally. It might be the same way that you access those photos, right? That's kind of what I was thinking too. I was thinking the same thing. Chaotic, have a good one, dude. Is the other side here? I don't see it. No, I don't see it there either. Actually, wait, maybe it's not listed as that. I don't know. Unless, okay, I have another idea. I wonder if anybody's asked this question in their Discord. Access, nope. Photos? He had said that he need to make it so you can export photos. Which, yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. Because, like, I see people with, like, screen grabs of the game and the photos like that, but no, I want to access the actual ones.
It doesn't look like they're saved locally. It looks like they might be saved on the session server.
Well, damn.
Because I don't see any photo path at all.
Sag. Very much Sag. Yeah, that sucks. Unless there's a different place that they're stored.
Did you see the summary, by the way?
No, what did it say?
So, for evidence, we did have intense radiation, writing, hostile manifestations, and UV, easily identifiable patterns.
Yeah.
And then Ghost, favorite location was 15 minutes, 30 interactions, 14 events, and 3 hunts.
I see that now, yeah. Living dining, so they count that as one area. Okay.
Yeah, living dining. Yeah.
Yeah. Word, dog. Man, what a great photo. Man, song, as much as I want to keep playing, man, it is 12:30 for me.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
the one that we'd have to do is Plantation, so you can see Victoria. It's one of my favorite maps.
Plantation? We can go look at it.
It's huge. It's ridiculously huge map.
Plantation?
And I plan on dying, so I'm not gonna add everything.
Okay.
I'm gonna do loner.
Loner stuff. I have mine as well. I can add. All right, loner stuff is in. About to head out. No worries, Mom. I appreciate you. Yeah, we're gonna go check out this map and then I'll call it a night. Yeah. Hey, John. What up? Yeah, if I could find the latest photos stored locally, that would be awesome. But like he said, we don't think they are. Although currently, hold on. Wait. There's no cloud saving, so progress is stored locally on the PC. Okay. Let's see. Go here.
I put in my loader too. So we had double.
Roger that. Give me a sec.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
Let's see. Put on master. Well, I want to be able to see the map. I feel like if I put it on master and then we run around and I get got, I'm going to miss most of the map. That wouldn't be ideal.
Also, yeah, I would put it on novice.
Yeah, it gives us a better chance to walk around and look at stuff. Hey, Scooby, what up? Man, why is this loading forever? Load faster.
Victoria can be difficult enough as it is.
Is that her actual name? Or is that the given name?
Well, I don't. I think that's just what everybody calls her.
Holy moly, Finder is taking forever. Why is that doing that? This is working on it. Okay, whatever. All right, well, let's go give it a gander.
I did include the 2 headlamps, so at least we'll have...
Hey, more light? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're here. Stone Manor Plantation. Let's do it a ting. Just watch them load in.
So this and the asylum are considered big maps, by the way.
Let's see. It's not like we just drug a body. Haunted Mansion vibes?
This and the asylum are considered big maps.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, take a UV, an EMF, a thermer, and headlamp.
I'll bring my package in and just drop it in the door.
Giggity.
In case we need anything else. Did you get it? Okay, cool.
Yep. Ready. The manor. Whoa. Damn, it's dusty AF in here. Holy hell, there's like 1,000 orbs.
I was waiting for you to see that. So, there are 3 levels to this. There's a basement, there's this, and then there's upstairs.
Okay.
Rooms on both sides. It's very easy to get lost.
Oh,
Just remember
great.
the central hallway here.
Lovely. Man, it's dark as shit. It's got some sweet vibes going on, though. What the fuck? Dude, it like ran at me. The sound. Rude. Rude, Oh, God. It's really bright. And there's an attic?
There's a
Great.
interaction in here. A special one that gets me every single time it happens.
Is it a piano?
No.
Okay.
It's very loud.
Lounge. I'm just along for the ride.
Well, I figure we'll check downstairs first.
Okay. Think you found Victoria? Maybe. Oh, great. A seahorse.
Yep.
If that
You
thing
do
just
your
starts
laundry.
following us around, I swear to God.
Weeping angel. What?
Oh my God. Oh, this is cool. Look at that like doorknob. I mean the freaking the thing on there. Holy shit.
So power is usually right here.
Okay.
There it is.
Awesome.
Just in case.
Awesome.
Got a boiler.
Boy, can you actually light them?
I don't think so.
Oh, sad.
I haven't tried. Yeah.
Maybe there's more jump scares. Yeah, a little bit. Don't forget to ask her secret. I hate it here.
Mine casks over here for like looping and stuff.
Okay. Good Lord.
And I'm not getting anything down here.
Yeah, it's 22 degrees. Oh. Can you turn on too many light switches? Is that a thing?
I think so. I haven't tried, honestly.
Okay. Fill me up, buttercup, baby, won't you let me down? Worst of all.
No piano interactions.
Okay.
Savage.
You can. Interesting. Okay. But I love you still. I need you. Nice.
So you can go out here too when you're not safe.
Where'd you go?
Over in the back here.
Oh. You can go where? It's one of those pool doors I heard about.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the dining room too.
Okay.
You can go outside here and you are still not safe.
Ah, crap. So she could be chilling out here right now?
Yeah, she can follow you out.
Oh, shit. So, first thing we need to do is tell... Well, she probably already knows. I was going to say we need to tell Coach that she's not safe out there. Wait, was it getting colder outside? Like, is that naturally part of the weather, or is it possibly...
I think that's naturally part of the weather.
Okay. I hear tings.
Yeah, because it's 18 degrees out here. 17.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
Yeah, we had lights flashing in here.
But it wasn't that cold in there. Was it?
No.
What's that radio?
Sounds like there's a radio on upstairs.
Oh, it's upstairs. Okay. It's an amazingly big library.
So there are many rooms, and there's hallways on both sides.
It just touched that door in front of us.
Awesome.
Is there a radio in here? Oh God, there's another hallway?
Yeah.
Chimney, dude.
Yep.
Oh, look, the bedroom. Oh my.
It's got a light on in here too.
What the dickens? There's a hallway next to the hallway where there's a hallway and there's a hallway. Yeah, it's cold in here.
7 degrees in here? Yeah, 6 degrees. By the way,
Turn my
with these
EMF
home thermometers, yeah, you can put them on the wall. Perfect.
Yeah, learned that last time. Any goo? It's just natural to want to look in the room where the ghost is.
Yeah.
I got a snooze. We've got a snooze. Okay, we're good. Snooze, snooze. What's in here? It's got some cool decorations.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of my favorite rooms is over here. So you got the pooper back here.
This would be one of your favorite rooms.
No. Not that.
Oh, oh. Why do they have like an up-to-date plunger in there, by the way? All this old stuff, but they've got a plunger. Ooh.
We're doing a little remodeling.
Oh, okay. You can actually go through the broken wall. That's cool.
Yeah. And
Rad.
This is a good hiding spot, too.
You can actually hide over here? Oh, shit. Oh, you got a duck.
Yeah.
There's an arrow pointing up. Do I go up here?
Yeah. We can't. This is the attic.
Mayday.
So
What's the
attic
goal for the
spans
game?
whole-
It depends on the game mode you're playing. Oh, Flash is nervous. He's shaking his thing. I heard a thud. Did you just kick the breaker?
It might have.
What a hoe bag. Ruda.
Yeah, when it's up here, it's rough because this is such a huge
Oh,
area.
rough. Just the way. Song, pick it up. Is that the phone downstairs?
It's downstairs, yeah.
God dang it.
Because I don't think it's this one. Yeah.
No, it definitely sounded like it was over there.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. This is a huge map, and that's why they say this is for like up to 4 players.
Okay.
2 to 4 players. 'Cause
Oh
trying to do
my
this with
lord,
someone is
Tika.
Just insanity.
What a redeem. Holy shite.
We'll
I
check the
said-
master bedroom real quick.
Oh
and then
my
we'll dive
God.
back.
Fine.
So that's hallway. This is connecting bathroom and then master bedroom.
Okay. 9 points left. Let's go. Oh my.
Yeah.
So this is where it happens.
She's chucking stuff over here.
Oh, HR chucking stuff?
Yeah.
Is she pissed because we're away from the room?
Oh, there we go. Now we're getting some radiation. Did I just get a piss? Psst. Yeah.
Did she piss to you? Psst.
Yeah, she pissed me.
I'll be safe in the corner.
She might be hunting.
I'll be fine. Holy shit, radiation. We get it. It's like leaving the
Yeah,
spirit
we got
box on in the
intense
house and
radiation.
leaving and walking away.
So we got intense radiation. If you want
Okay.
to, might as well get our evidence.
She hasn't done much.
1 degree. Wow. Oh, hunting.
This corner's my home. I live here. It's Chernobyl all over again.
Hi, Victoria. Hi.
It looked like you were voguing. You did great, song. Proud of you. By the way, still not wearing shoes. Aw, damn it. I missed it. I tried to get a picture of you and your girlfriend together and it didn't work. I'm sorry. Toe beans. Well, it's not freezing. Oh,
So, I got the hangman.
you got the hangman?
Yeah, I got the hangman.
What does that
So
mean?
what the hangman does is it offers you a choice.
Will you please shut up?
It cuts the card in half, and you get a choice on what you want to do. My options were no sprint, no stamina, or randomly scream. So you'll hear me randomly screaming. Alright. So let's...
UV? I don't think we had. Did we have UV? I don't think we did.
Did you say we had UV or we
No,
did not?
I didn't. I didn't see any UV.
Okay.
I've been shaking my thing all over the house.
Yeah. It's definitely in here.
Yeah, toe beans. I'm ready. I'm ready for the photograph.
It reopened this door.
She's touching the door. Check it.
Hey, look, it's our car.
It's fine. When we get her wet, she'll be real pissed.
Did you
She
see her?
won't know. What? I did see her. Yeah.
Did you see her?
Yeah, I tried to get a photo of you guys together, and I just got a photo of you. Look up.
That's okay. I'm gonna go kick on the power. 'Cause at least if
Okay.
I die, I die.
I'm gonna stay here, probably die. It's okay. How's the game? The game is good. I think right now. Hugs and kisses.
Ah!
You okay?
Oh yeah. Oh, it knocked on the window over here. That's nice.
I wonder, do you think that she can hear that screaming? I want to shake my thing some more. Feels appropriate. She can? Oh, that sucks. She'll be able to find Song if he's hiding and you just hear, ah! Alright, so she's not hunting. Where's the hiding spots in this bitch?
You know, the other thing I like is that sprint is like normal in here.
Yeah.
Like you don't sprint for 3 steps.
Oh, ads are about to start, by the way.
I'm gonna get back on the...
I've seen 0 amounts of goo. By the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I've not gotten any new ones. Oh, we don't have a spirit. I didn't grab the spirit box. Let me see.
All right.
I'll grab that.
Okay. I'll sit out in the rain.
Oh, wait a minute. I have my box instead.
Shake your thing around Song's girlfriend. It's very risky. Listen, sometimes you have to risk it for the biscuit, is what they say.
All right. I'm going to go upstairs.
All right. I'm just chilling. Yeah, I think right now the only thing is that, like...
Spirit, can you speak?
Even when we were sitting in the...
Are you here? Where are you?
Is that a legit
How
question?
did you die? How did you die? Where are you? Spirit, can you speak? How old are you? Are you friendly?
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Well, that's not good.
Well, I think we got the spirit box.
Yeah, but you're not safe.
I'm okay with this. Alright.
Audio.
Let's see if she wants to write, too.
EMF 20, freezing, writing. So EMF 20, freezing, writing. We've had 0 EMF, no writing.
Yeah. No writing. Yeah, well, I just put down the book. We didn't have it down.
Oh, okay.
No UV.
Wah! Jesus, dude.
Hey, don't blame me.
Don't blame
It's the
you.
random screams.
Damn it.
That's just an event.
Okay.
You'll hear the front door slam. Hey, we got writing.
Hey. I keep like
It's a shadow. Alright.
identifier, writing, shadow.
Escape, sanctified cross, we don't have. Flawless ghost photo. I'm not gonna worry about this. Oh.
I'm ready. She's gonna show up next to you, give you some love, and I'm gonna take a picture of it.
Ah! Here she goes.
I'll take one. I'll take one. I think I got it. That looked like a damn good photo. I'll take one for the team.
Flash, look.
Stop. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Oh, this room's cool. I like that each like death room is a completely different room. I like that. Oh my god, it's the wedding march. 1? Let's try 1. Oh, it's the hanged man. Bad vision. Oh, I'm gonna randomly scream. 100%. I can also scream now. Just 2 guys running around a haunted house, randomly screaming for no reason. Oh my god.
Welcome back.
I fell and it hurt bad.
Huh? You're,
Oh my god, I get it. It's the morning. Turn it off.
you've got to see your chiropractor.
I said turn it off.
I was trying. Oh, it's this one.
Hold on.
I don't know what one it is. Alright, you want to grab your stuff before we get hunted again?
You like we are right now? Oh. What stuff? Do I need stuff?
Maybe. No, I mean, whatever. If you want the headlight so you can see.
I have the headlight.
Okay. Well, let's get out of here.
How was your nap? It was good.
Oh, she's up. She's walking around up there. I just saw her.
I just saw her too. I was like, I just saw her too.
Yeah, she was just chilling, walking across.
That would be cool if you're like walking around out here and then you see her on like the balcony.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be sick.
She's a cutie, you know.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Pull up
It's
my
even more
photos
fun
again.
when you get the death card and then she
Oh.
jumps at you.
There's the picture. Oh my. Kind of hot.
Yeah.
Poor angle, it says. Quality tier, decent. It's basically in her chest. They said, Flash, her eyes are up here. Listen, I didn't. She was phasing in and out. I didn't know where her body would be. And I got a really sweet photo of you voguing as well.
I know. That was great. No anomaly captured.
What a piece
How
of trash.
dare.
I'm gonna make sure to screen grab these.
I should have.
There we go. I got it. Look.
You're gonna screen grab that picture. Miss Flash is gonna go, hey, why you got that on there?
No reason. All right.
What
Well,
game is this?
take that win and get out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
Because this is a harder map.
It just took a while for her to start really doing stuff. Like, we didn't have a lot of events, which I think there's usually a lot more. Like, whenever we did the cleanse game mode, we had all kinds of crap happening to us. I think it really is a way just to ease you into the game. 34 interactions, 9 events, and 2 hunts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't forget, we were on Novice too, so it's going to be a lot slower for
Exactly. As I say, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot chiller, just a way to get used to the map.
things.
Totally fair. I think Song was checking out Victoria. Yeah. He's jealous.
I mean, when I was playing with one of the content creators,
Yeah.
we were doing pros, and that was crazy.
Oh man, I'll have to talk to Foglia, see if she wants to run some games at some point. Oh, Mr. Song, I'm beat. I'm tired.
Sir, no, it's late.
Yeah.
I wanted you to see Victoria. That
Yeah.
was the only
No.
reason.
I definitely. I'm glad I did, and then I still have a whole nother map to check out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The asylum is crazy. I still get lost in asylum. That's a huge maze.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Song, thank you so much for playing, dude.
All right, sir. Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate you always. Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, good old Mr. Song. Leolani, thank you so much for being here, friend. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to end it there, friends. Thank you so much. YouTube, you guys are amazing as always. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to go find someone to raid on Twitch. It is late for me. It is uber late, but I wanted to make sure that we had enough time. I'm glad that we switched. I'm glad that I moved the game over to my main drive, so it ran really smooth. I didn't have any hiccups at all. So that was nice. Super nice. But thank you, all you amazing beans, for being here. Thank you guys so much for everything. We are now headed to our next goal, which is going to be at 20K, which is me playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure on stream. So that's our next adventure. Streams coming up. We have Wednesday, we have crowd control on Repo for the first time. I've never done that. And then on Friday, we're doing Phas viewer games, but Dixper's going to be active. So that's going to be interesting. And then Sunday, I'm not streaming. Sunday, I'm not streaming because it's Mother's Day. And I actually have something, I have a cool idea of something that I want to do for Mrs. Flash for Mother's Day. That'll be like basically like an all day, just random things. So Sunday, I will not be streaming. Yeah. The scariest game of them all? Which one? But yeah, let's go find someone to raid. If you guys are not in my Discord already, I do have one. The rest of the socials are there. Mr. Song, love you, friend. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you jumping into games as always, dude. Yeah, for repo crowd control, I'm gonna sucker some friends into playing. We're probably not gonna do that solo. We're gonna sucker some friends into it. Yeah, I have a pretty cool idea of what I want to do. It's gonna take me acquiring a couple things. It's gonna be a couple of things happening throughout the day. By no means do I want to say anything too much, and she's just so happens to be, well, she's not watching right now. There's no way. Suckers. That's right. But just in case, fail say, I'll have my plans. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for all of the donations today. So much. It's the 6th, technically now the 6th of the month, and we've raised almost $20,000 for St. Jude, which is fucking nuts. So thank you guys so much. We've already raised over $100,000 for St. Jude in total. We're on track to make this the highest raising campaign we've ever done, which is awesome. And I'm so grateful. No longer have bowling, so you'll be around Wednesday too. Hey, let's go. Repo is going to be fun. I don't know. So the only repo that I know, the only repo crowd control that I know was when I watched, I think Vin do it. I think. Mel, thank you, friend. Mel. I'm pretty sure I saw Vin do it. I think. Was it Vin or was it Math? I don't think it was Math Man. Did Glay do it? Shit, maybe it was Glay, dude. I don't know. I'm mixing everything up now. You did it as well? No, I think Vin did actual crowd control. Vin and I did it, and so did Glay. Oh, there you go. All you guys did it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out on Wednesday and see how it goes. I also have something that's I'm having something made, by the way, for repo for me. So hopefully that'll be ready by Wednesday. It should be. You know where to find the suckers? Well, I appreciate all the suckers. You guys are amazing. It'll be fun. Look, it'll be fun. It's not going to be like lethal. It's not going to be like that. It's fine. Person does good things. I'm excited. He was already sending me photos. Like while I was talking to him, when I was showing you, Mayor, was already sending me stuff. But I know our time zones are very, very different. Very different. Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. So, man, I'll tell you, if there's one thing that I've been taking a hit from, not having as much caffeine, it's a better opportunity to sleep better, but I get tired late. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Did you see the retro console valuables mod for repo? I pinged you in Discord. Wait, what? Did you? Wait, why didn't I see it? Hold on. The cucumber soda carried me? Yeah, a little bit. Wait. You tagged me? It just centers my brain and helps me focus and keeps the migraines away. Are you talking about caffeine? Well, funny enough, the doctor told me to try to drink less caffeine and see if it actually helps, because I might have been over caffeinating myself. So we'll see. I've definitely had way less headaches and migraines. Just saying. But yeah, it's a different recipe for everybody. Everybody has different wiring. It just doesn't work the same for everyone. Someone that takes one pill a day, it might work for them, or one pill a month. Doesn't work for everybody. Hey, Cap. Moving to Maui, I only get migraines from caffeine withdrawal. Really? Now, see, that's funny, though, because like you say, you only get migraines from caffeine withdrawal, but that means that your body's dependent, right? So it's almost like, I don't know if it'd be beneficial to make you have to deal with having them for a bit to get rid of the caffeine. But I'm okay with it. Okay, that's fair. Listen, as long as you're cool with it, that's all that matters. It is your brain, it's your mind. Started drinking less caffeine recently, and I've had a headache all week. See? I think what's happening, one thing that I noticed, for me at least, was I noticed that I was waking up with headaches or migraines. Drink less caffeine slowly. Yeah, absolutely. I was waking up with them, and I think I realized what was happening was that while I was sleeping, my body doesn't have caffeine going through, so your body is going through withdrawal, and then you wake up with a headache. I feel like that's what was happening. So I've been drinking basically the max amount of caffeine I've been having in a day is like a cup of coffee, not a big one, just like a small one, and maybe a soda, maybe. And half the time it's not even a caffeinated soda. Half the time it's Sprite. So, yeah. Check TMs after stream. Yeah, I can do that song. Of course. I don't drink that much coffee, honestly. I have one big latte in the morning. I usually only have one. I usually don't do two. Yeah. Iced, hot. Same here. It's like sometimes I'll get iced and then I'll get small. And I've been getting, what have I been getting from Dunkin'? I've been getting, when I do get one, it's usually a smaller one. It's got almond milk, Splenda. That might be it. And then like very light cream. Very, very light. Because it's healthier, so it's better for you. And I still get my coffee fix. As long as you have it every day. For me, there's a ton of triggers. That's my problem. There's a ton of triggers I have between not eating, being out in the sun too long, caffeine, all these different things. Yeah. Oh, that makes me want to look up. Hold on. Wait. You said mushroom. That just made me want to look up. Hold on. Mushroom guy, TikTok. Is it going to show the guy that I think? There he is. I need to know if it's going to show me the video that I want it to show me. No, it's not. Where's the guy? Shit. Glee feeds me. I wear a hat. I don't have weather shifts. Oh yeah, weather shifts. Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that's a good point. I do an inspection at the house. Oh, how was the inspection? Did it go well? Damn it. I found the name of the guy. Shit, it didn't save. Hold on. I want to give context to what I was talking about earlier. Overall, solid little house. Definitely some work needs done. But what doesn't really... Oh, for sure. As long as it's nothing that's too crazy. That's not it either. Son of a bitch. I don't even know where to find this guy. Isn't there a way to search on TikTok like Stitch with or something like that? I don't remember. That might be the way, actually. I think I might have found the way to do it. I just have to find the right video. This was from 2021. Fuck. I'm not going to find it. There's no way. There's so many stitches of this guy. No, earlier I was talking like when you see the video, you're going to understand. Coleman Power. Yeah, that's the guy. But I don't remember the guy that stitched him. Really, really funny guy that stitched him. And I don't even know how to search for it. I mean, I might have liked it back in the day. Tons of stitches. But why is the guy that I watched, why is his not like all the way at the top? Mike, you're early. We just got started. I'm like on the search for a TikTok, Mike, and I can't find it. It makes my heart very sad. Very, very sad. Mr. Mike, how are you, sir? Our weekly was doo-doo. We had so many normal ghosts and a Goryo, all kinds of bullshit. All kinds of bullshit. I don't know where it is. I'm just gonna have to find it later and post it. I don't know where it is. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do a search later. Stinky Weekly. Yeah, the ghosts were stinky, but I guess it is what it is. Did like 25 runs. When you get good ones, you get good ones. But man, when you get bad ones, it's woof. It's woof. All right. Let's see. Where are we going? We're gonna go D. Levenger Stitch. I don't think it is. I saw that name pop up. That name popped up, and it's not the one that I was thinking of. I don't think so. He copied him then? I think he did. Yeah, the camera lifting and all that stuff. Yeah, I think he did. It's definitely not the guy I was thinking of. Yeah. And I don't think it would be in my likes. This is technically my second account, and I don't think it would be in this account. I tried. I appreciate you. Like, I don't like stuff like all the time, but damn. Yeah, I think it would take a while to find it. Like, let me search my likes to find it, you know? Trying to find the video. I know. What I'll do is during my doom scrolls, I'll go in the search for the mushroom guy. Let's see. What year am I at right now? Okay. It's my last ditch effort right now. It's my last ditch effort. I'm trying to see. Okay. Like, really, it wouldn't take that long for me to scroll all the way back to my likes. I'm just, at this point, it's like looking for the bone in high school. Now I'm just straight up determined. Now I'm just determined. Oh, I think it would be on the other one. Looking for the bone in high. Yeah, Phas reference. Yep. That's all right. Find it later. We'll find it later. All right. Anyway. Send it to your TikTok. Did you find it? No, you did not. You lie. You lie. No, that's not him. That's not the one. That's not the guy. No, but that guy's really, really funny, though. I know who that guy. I know which guy you're talking about there. No, that's not it. That's not him. I'll do a doom scroll later, I promise. It's in classroom 25, back left corner. Roger that. I know it's late. I know. We need to go. All right. Let's see. Hey, Vera, how are you? Good morning. Yeah, technically it is morning. It's 1:18 for me. No, Canty, you're good. I was thinking about it earlier and I wanted to look it up. I'm kind of glad I didn't look it up earlier because I would have been sitting there scrolling for days trying to find it. But that's okay. So on Wednesday, we are going to have repo with crowd control. That means that you guys are going to be able to actually interact with the game. You're going to be able to use coins you can get by just by watching. Even just by watching the stream, you can get coins. And with the coins, you guys can interact with my game and screw with me. And whoever I'm playing with. Yeah. All right. I'm going to take you over to Fart Train. Yeah, it's late. I'll take you to Fart Train. All right. If you're a follower, that one's for you. If you're a sub, that one's for you. Creepy Little Tier 3, that's for you. Let's go say hi to break. Guys, thank you again for everything. Thank you for the subs, for the bits. Thank you guys for the raids. But thank you so much for over $18,000 has been raised in less than 10 days. Less than 10 days. So our goal right now is 25. We're going big. That's going to be really close to the highest that we've ever raised for St. Jude, which is fucking crazy. And we're already halfway past that point. We're not even halfway through the month. So you guys are amazing. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all of you selfless son bitches. Thank you guys for being here. If you're a follower, if you're just hanging out, I appreciate you. The weekly video, I'll have that posted tomorrow so you can watch all 5 hours of that. And then, yeah, it should be a good week. We have repo on Wednesday. We have viewer games on Friday. And then Sunday I'll have off. Yeah. Mr. Will. Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, Break loves pineapples. Beef jerky, man. She's a sausage pro, and fart trains are possibly her jam. We're not trying to say that you have to play them, but we're saying that she definitely appreciates them. Every last one of them. All right. I love you guys. Thank you all so much for an amazing stream. I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.